1.
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
All right, we are back. Welcome in to the Pat McAfee Show here at the Thunderdome. I am your host today,
The Insider!
Bang!
Nice.
Bang!
Nice.
Well Nailed it.
Nice.
I gave I'm Ian Rappaport, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Also known as The Insider.
Assume you knew that. Welcome. I'm hosting again today. Didn't get the show canceled yesterday.
Not yet.
Close.
Not yet.
Still a chance today.
Definitely.
I gave myself a pep talk as I was walking back from my Peloton today.
Ooh.
That when the thing, yeah, no, I know.
Big deal. Look at this guy. Where'd
Yeah.
you bike through? Amsterdam?
No, class.
Oh, okay. Who?
okay.
Al
Ooh.
Toussaint.
I did a Emma Lovewell class.
Okay.
She's the best.
Kind of a, yeah, she's
got a good
Never Peloton.
accent.
does a great job. What's that?
She has a good accent.
No. Emma Lovewell is the American one.
Come on.
Okay.
I don't
Tony.
know. I don't love the way you said that, but okay.
Anyway, and I gave myself a pep talk about how I would possibly nail the Open, and I think we're off to a good start.
Yeah, that was pretty good. You were more prepared today. It definitely seems that way.
Misspelling on Instagram, but nailed the Open.
Yeah, we're doing to Biss again.
Oh, no.
Come on. Not again.
And I thought about, and that's also a nice face. I thought about redoing it, and then the show was starting. I'm like, you know what? I have no regrets.
Yeah,
let it
let it
go.
ride.
Yeah.
Let it ride.
And it looks great up there. That is good. That's a nice little blue steel Ian Rappaport right there. Nothing to complain about.
AJ Hawk is also here. AJ, thanks for having us.
Hawk. What's up, Ian? How you doing? How do you feel? I feel like you killed the opening.
I appreciate it. I feel really good. Adam Pac-Man Jones also joining us over here.
Here we go, Pat.
If we're being honest, one of my favorite players growing up.
Appreciate that.
Here we go.
Love you,
up.
Pack.
Play with a
You're
chip.
older than him, I believe. Yeah, but growing up, you understand what he means.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it's actually weird when you see a player you watched as a kid and you're like, wow, I'm older than you, and that's
Yeah, you were saying as you got taller is what you were saying.
Well, I mean, if we're being honest, I'm still waiting.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Fair enough. Never too late.
Wait a second. I read an article this weekend. How come J.J. Watt hasn't been on the show this weekend?
Oh,
Isn't he the
yeah. What
new
the hell?
host? Didn't he replace that fucking guy?
Supposed to.
So it's actually interesting you mention that. I keep my channels. It's very specific. I watch NFL Network, and obviously I watch you guys on
YouTube.
There you go.
on YouTube.
Way to go. You definitely do that for sure.
Obviously, I'm a big fan. But I did notice that J.J. Watt is the new host.
Yeah.
Co-host.
Yeah.
Co-host.
AI.
So congratulations to J.J.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats, AJ. AJ, when's your last day?
I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I guess so. I don't know.
Oh, we didn't
I
know
don't
you
know
put
what
your
we're
2
supposed to do.
weeks in. Why'd you put your 2 week notice in and not
Can
let
we-
us know?
I should have told you guys. I'm sorry.
Fuck.
You know what? I feel like, though, if AJ just kind of bounced and was like, you know what? I'm good. Like, if he just disappeared, I don't think I'd be... Now, I would be sad, but I wouldn't, like... You don't need to make a big thing of it. You're very, like, an understated dude.
Yeah,
I could see
but-
you just being like...
You'd be pretty worried just because his
Yeah,
ties
I
with
got a
Wexner.
video ready for the people
was
that
gonna-
don't know what we're
Correct,
talking
yeah.
about. If you guys want to run
Do you think
that.
anyone has no it?
Oh, there you go.
I think most people know.
All right, here we go.
I think most people don't know.
I agree.
BT.
AI.
I did.
Yeah.
All right. You have a lot of exciting new projects
Yes.
beyond being a new dad. You'll be the new co-host of the Pat McAfee
Wow.
Show. Which,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I was told.
Oh, that would be great. No.
No? Oh, my God.
Did you send me a contract that I'm unaware of? This is great for television.
Well, that's
This is-
that's an awkward moment,
we
but
can
could
negotiate.
we make that happen? Would you be interested?
There's a number. There's a number that
Okay.
can make that happen. I'm open to discussions. But no, Pat's a great friend. He's been awesome to me for a long time. So
Okay,
Yes.
so that hasn't happened.
no, but it's,
There's a number.
Yikes.
This was Bill's fault. This was Billy Tubes'
Yes,
fault.
it was.
was.
He put up a what do they call it?
Very clickbaity.
Yeah, there it
Thumbnail.
is.
Oh, I thought this was after. I thought he put this up after.
No,
that.
this was like a month and a half ago. This was you weren't here for the day, and JJ came on for the second hour.
Yeah, I think it was the Ohio State cruise
I think it was.
Yeah.
And we did the whole intro as if it was you, and then JJ's face popped up, and then Bill put this out. So I assume someone at ESPN was
Who's
doing
great at their job.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Starting now.
Starting now.
Was
Thank you.
doing some research and saw this, and then
That makes sense
they
now.
thought it was 100% true.
Bingo.
Someone got duped. It happens, you know?
Especially by Billy Tubes.
McCockner.
Yeah.
Billy Tubes is good at duping people.
It is.
Rap, you've been
Killing
duped
me.
before.
Come in the back of my
You've
van.
been McCocknered before.
Yeah. Remember that Manscaped thing? Remember that?
Yeah.
Why are you gonna bring that up?
Well, just because we're just talking
Why
about
you
getting
bring that up?
duped.
No, this is like, in all seriousness, this is sort of like instructive of our world now, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
And not just Barry online,
Right,
or whatever
Barry
his name
Online,
is.
Barry
Who every
McCockner,
once in a while I
yeah.
do respond to and have respect for the gimmick that he has perpetrated for the last 5 years.
Yep.
This is really our world. It's like you see a headline, you don't read it. Is it true? I don't know. Maybe.
Have you ever come across like a rap sheet with an extra E or an extra T?
All the
that
time.
Just, really?
All the time.
And do they actually get people?
All the time. Sometimes I will get angry calls, and it's like, hey, like, why would you report that? Like, we didn't even talk about this. And I'll be like, hang on. Wait, hang on. Can you check the blue check mark? Is it there? Now we can't even do that.
now.
Exactly.
Now what?
Now I don't know.
Now people are even better at it.
Now I
It's
say
like,
check the spelling like a regular human. I don't know.
yeah, you have to now.
It only costs you $8 a month to get a blue check now.
Hell yeah.
And isn't that, long of a period after you change your name, too? So you can get that blue check mark, change your name, get that blue check mark right back.
And your picture is very, you can just go on Google and
Yeah.
get your backdrop with the NFL. That's why you almost need to, find a different header photo, all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, because there are, you see Ian Rappaport up there. He's got the blue check. It's his picture, and you don't even look and say, "Oh, wait a minute, that was Ultra Weed Killer that tweeted this. This was Barry McCockner. This wasn't Rap Jeet."
Such a good photo, though.
It is good. It is a good
photo.
headshot. I'll give you that.
But,
Usually Boner Garage. Doesn't Boner Garage get a lot of
Boner
people?
Garage
gets
is
it
out
too.
there. He's
Yep.
always looking.
Do you have to do
Breaks a
headshots
lot
every
of
year
news.
for NFL?
Always looking.
We do. We've done it the last 3 years, but the last 2 years, I'm like, you know what? The one that I use is so good, I'm not changing anything.
Well, you should grab one from like the Food Network because you're on there every
Yeah.
other week. You and Guy Fieri eating donkey sauce. Why not?
Oh,
was
yeah.
I mean,
It's got
Fieri.
Fieri.
is that the proper pronunciation?
Yeah, he's Italian.
I really can't. We have some good guests on today. Grant Hill is going to join us, by the way,
Wow.
Nice.
Yes.
Let's go.
as is Tom Pelissero.
The Arrow.
Yep. I made that happen.
Neuralink himself.
Kind of used my
Yeah.
connection.
Trump card.
Who's plugging him in today?
Hack, do you know Guy Fieri?
I don't know him. Know of him.
I know you know a lot of people, so I just didn't know if Guy was in your phone or not.
Figure he was the godfather to one of your children or something.
That would be so sweet.
That would be AJ. AJ, I had a chance to go by Ohio State. Got to see you on the wall this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
What were you? You at a track meet over there?
Yeah, then we the boys we went by and seen that massive man cave y'all have down there for all those big time players.
The All-American.
They've been doing construction on the facility for like the last 10 years, I feel like. There's new things opening up like every day. That's like every college campus, though, obviously.
I seen the big 47 on the All American wall.
Yeah.
Fucking hair was long, buddy.
Sweet hair.
Who's doing the
for a little
HVAC
bit.
for that building?
You don't even have that.
Oh, that's a big contract. You think General Bob got it? If he gets that, that's a big deal.
I mean, if he doesn't, then Ohio State's got to take a long look in the mirror about what they're doing for the troops.
Of course
after
you
not
got that.
supporting the general.
Exactly.
AJ was number 47.
Yeah.
I remember that.
AJ.
yeah. Yeah.
Rap's not a college football guy.
No,
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's
I was, with all due
I didn't
respect-
get to pick my number, Rap.
But even when you got older, they weren't like, "Hey, you're wearing 47. Like, can we class this up a little bit?" Not
What,
saying
what
like,
should I have changed to?
50.
50s, yeah, or single.
Couldn't do
You
that
were one
back
of the
then.
best
Cool.
players in the country. You tell me you can't be like, "Can I?"
Single
get
digit
the-
would have been cool, but I wasn't going to change my number after my sophomore and junior year.
Yeah, and AJ doesn't
Like, I
play.
didn't care.
AJ doesn't play for a number or the name on the back of
Look
his
at
jersey.
him,
He plays with that
stud.
Buckeye on his helmet.
That's right.
Did you pick your pro number?
Yeah, I think there was a couple. Like there was a couple 50 numbers open. So yeah, I picked 50.
Great number.
I love that.
It's not
with
like
the
something
shoulder-
I never. I liked 47 because I was a huge John Lynch fan. So when they gave me 47, I'm like, sweet, I like John Lynch. I'll take it.
Well,
You don't like
apparently
John
Rap
Lynch rap?
doesn't.
Yeah.
I love John Lynch.
Well, it sounds like you think his number sucks.
Is he
His
your
number
source?
sucks.
Is he your source?
He is not my source.
Okay.
My life would be a lot easier. You guys know, I got a lot of flack from 49ers fans last night.
Oh, yeah.
Are you aware of
that's
this?
right.
What did-
Because
because
of
of the Darnold stuff?
Yeah.
Because you said he was the best quarterback to ever be on a Niner uniform?
No, that was Matt Myoko. That was a different guy. That wasn't even you, Rap.
No, Rap said.
Yeah, what'd you do, Rap?
Rap said Montana stunk, Young stunk,
Right.
Jeff
Sam
Garcia
Darnold.
stunk.
I have no idea. It's like, and now that my mentions are like a complete mess now, thanks, Elon. Because they got rid of the verified unless if you paid, which I obviously didn't pay.
Just pay, Rap.
Yeah, you
Pay.
have to. Just do it.
I had to
okay.
pay.
Yeah.
You got
He,
Rap.
yeah, he said he prioritizes.
Bis, we could have changed to Bis. If you pay, you can go back and edit. If you
Bingo.
don't pay, you can't go back and edit.
I already know. I've used it multiple times, and it's thank God. I feel like I got shamed when I paid $8.
Yeah, have you
Yeah, a
thought,
lot of
Who
people
cares?
did that.
I would
Who
do it again.
cares?
We all, I mean, if you
Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
we all use Twitter every day. You pay to use the app. What are we talking about?
I get annoyed when people are like, "Oh, like The Athletic, I don't want to." I'm like, just pay. It's good. Like,
yeah,
Or just don't read it.
No, you do.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm signing up for that one.
Wait, you don't
but-
pay for Kaboli's fucking articles?
No, I just go on to his Twitter and see what he's doing with the Steelers.
Yep.
What runarounds he's got going.
you read the headlines, like the guy who did the J.J. Watt thing.
Yeah, exactly. But then I'm not going out and telling people like, "Hey, this is exactly what this article's about," because if you don't read the entire thing, you really shouldn't say any of that. Have you thought about breaking news like Tom Brady signs 1-year deal worth $5 million with insert team name, and then 5 minutes later changing it to like Blaine Gabbert? Have you thought about doing
Like
that?
the edit button?
Yeah,
I have not thought about it.
you should do that.
I think it would be tough.
Why?
People trust me to have real things.
Hey, at one point, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before.
Rap sheet. Does anyone know, other than your bosses, does anyone know who's first? Who gets the scoop first?
Or do your bosses even know?
I know. I mean,
Yeah, but I'm saying out like general public that consumes your content, which everybody does. Are they like, ooh, Rap sheet got this one? Ooh, they didn't get that one.
if I ever read the mentions, which I don't, then
Smart.
there would be people who would say like late or whatever. And that always like, I mean, that's actually why I stopped reading mentions, because I'd be like, put my phone down over here and be like, oh, there's a text, get it. And it'd be like 30 seconds late and everyone's like, L. And I'm like, shut up. Like, leave me alone.
Well, people keep track. Like I don't know if they've done it for you versus Schefter, but for Shams versus Woj, whatever the hell his name is, they have like a free agent tracker. So like they will keep track of the score at the end of
Live
each day.
scoreboard, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be 15-13. It's
But
pretty
see,
fun.
even that's tough, because it's like, if you're the one who says like closing in on a deal, like that's a win, right? But then if you say done deal, is that the win?
Well, I feel like that is what's changed. Is like it's almost like each of the insiders will kind of get like bits and pieces. So like you guys are kind of all on the same thing, but like someone has like a little piece of information that someone else doesn't have, and then they'll put the same thing out, but then they have a piece of information that you didn't tweet out. So it's like you're all in the same ballpark, but they're kind of just feeding scraps to all of you to kind of string you along.
Yeah, like it just happened with Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
You broke Jalen Hurts first. However,
I appreciate you saying
yeah,
that.
your enemy, or maybe not enemy, but your rival broke Jalen Hurts with the contract information. You know what I mean? So it's like you won that.
He doesn't agree.
Oh, you had it.
Doesn't
I just based off the notifications that come through my dumb phone. Yours
Your
came
phone is
first.
probably slow.
Holy shit. Well, it might be. I really don't update it because who trusts, what's going on with updates, especially when we're talking about phones. But if you report the numbers before you or after someone else reports the signing, like I don't know how to categorize that. I think that's almost like a double win or half a win for both sides.
So let's go to an expert.
Okay.
Who was that?
An AI.
My good friend, Tom Pelissero.
He is an AI.
Yep.
NFL Network insider, great hair, guitarist,
Neuralink recipient,
great at memos.
What?
The GOAT of memos.
The GOAT of memos.
Yes.
Tom Pelissero.
What's up, boys?
What's going on? Thanks for dressing up.
Hell yeah.
Connor, we broke all parts of Jalen Hurts. Just FYI. We did have money in the initial tweet. There have been some others. There's been some other split victories. Jordan Love's contract extension. That was I broke the initial thing, and then somebody else broke the money. So yeah, it's a good way to look at it. Half wins. I think if this were hockey, would we just everybody gets a point basically just for showing up to work? If you got some part of it, then you get something out of it.
Whoa.
Yeah, kind of like an overtime tie.
I do have a question about that though. Like, how do you guys, because you Tom and Garofalo,
The insiders.
obviously. Yeah, you're the insiders. You kind of work as like a tandem in a team. How do you decide ultimately? I mean, I know you always do like me and Tom Pelissero had it first, but like, how do you decide who actually gets it, who gets the credit? How does that go?
That is a high stakes negotiation, usually with emotions running high. I'll tell you one. Here's one. So during free agency, I catch wind that the Cowboys are going to make a big trade, and I'm pretty sure it's for Stephon Gilmore. So I call some people, and I'm like, all right, this is definitely happening. This is in the works. So I text Tom and Mike, and I'm like, hey, guys, want to give you a heads up. Stephon Gilmore is going to the Cowboys. I'm waiting on the final go-ahead. Tom calls me immediately. I got this. I got the comp. And I'm like, well, actually, I got it. And he's like, no, I got it.
Oh, no.
Like, hang on.
Because you didn't have it.
Whoa! He did have the comp. It was a 5 or something?
I had the entire thing. It was a conditional 5th-round pick. I had the whole trade. Ian, as sometimes he does, is like 20 minutes behind and then calls me frantic.
Oh, my.
And in that moment, I'm going to be
See what
a
I
great
deal with?
teammate. I'm going to set the example for the team. I'm just like, I got it handled. But the reason I knew Ian knew, it actually wasn't you giving me a heads up. It was one of the people involved called me and goes, Ian just told me. I told him I don't know anything. I'm like, okay, I'll handle it.
That actually is.
I'll be nice. I'll bring him in. And
Hold
that
on.
was the.
And then he goes, just so you guys know the truth on this, I go, listen, I got a tweet ready. I got a picture. We're all good. Like, I'll tweet. I'll put your name out. And he goes, I'm going to tweet it. I'm like, no. He goes, let me tweet this. I'm like, all right, we're good.
Okay.
So he just alphas you, and then you just bow down.
Now, here's the biggest thing, though. As long as you don't get too deep into the who gets the credit, as long as like one of us wins, we all win type of thing. Like to some degree, you have to have that. You all have to want to beat each other's brains in at times too. But like you want to just suppress that natural raw emotion and just make sure that as an aggregate we don't screw ourselves.
Smart.
Yes, it's been good. Well, and that's why we have a great show that we wear T-shirts.
Hell yeah.
And have a good time.
I hear it might be coming back. Rumors are that show's coming back.
Is that breaking news?
Wait a minute.
Sources say.
Look at it. Hold on.
Sources
Go
say
back.
That show might come back.
I'm sorry. Go back. Oh my God.
Number one dad. Sorry,
Tom.
Rap
It's
Sheet.
a great gift.
Where's my mug? My mug's better, but his is pretty good.
Well, I assume Tom doesn't send his kids away for 4 months each summer.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Good point.
To go on a European boondoggle and leaving me and Mike to man the shop. It's real nice. I look at the spreadsheet. We've just got 3 weeks of just Ian off.
Yeah, so I love you guys, and I would go on from anywhere, but I would say in like early July, like I don't think they have internet in Slovenia, right? Croatia,
probably
That's
not.
pretty
never been there.
Wrong of you to
Where
say.
are you going, Ian?
We are going to Italy, Croatia, and Slovenia.
I thought you were
Definitely got
going.
it.
I thought you were stopping by Ukraine to report from the front lines. Insider
come on.
information.
No, he's starting in Vegas and then going directly to Europe. That's a true story.
Oh, really?
That actually,
Jeez, Rap.
that is true. Also, yes. If I make it, we'll see if I make it.
You'll make it. Your liver's been prepared for this for a long time.
Just starting Tootsie's rep.
Yes.
Starting Tootsie's, then go.
What is wrong?
Tootsie's is it's a show on Broadway.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Tootsie Rolls.
Tootsie Rolls.
You should probably bring
That's
Pac.
the story of it.
Pac, you should probably go with him.
I will.
Oh, now that would.
No,
Pat,
I will go there.
You are invited, my friend.
Yeah.
You are invited. Now that would
How
ramp
long?
it up a little bit.
How long?
We're only going for 3 days.
Pac loves Slovenia.
No. He doesn't get to come on the couple's vacation.
What?
Oh,
what? Okay.
Not to
Never know. Maybe he'll hang around.
I respect that.
It's messed up.
Vegas, though, you are cordially invited.
But not to the other trip.
No, not to.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Go to Vegas then.
So, Tom, we got some major news yesterday in our world. Major news.
Huge.
The schedule is being released.
Mm-hmm.
Schedule is being released.
Here we go.
We are going to get it Thursday. There was my tweet, which was a couple minutes behind all the other tweets because I was doing something else, but still there is my tweet as if I'm breaking it.
Good tweet. Good
Thank
tweet.
you. No picture because I wasn't ready because I don't know when it was going to come. But anyway, did you make the cut on the schedule release show? And if you didn't, are you upset as I am?
I have never been on the schedule release show. I tend to just log in at 7:01 onto NFL.com and read the schedule. that's about the extent of it. We know the matchups. It's always interesting to see like what the primetime ones are. There's obviously certain people within our industry complain, you and I don't, about Christmas Day double headers, triple headers, things like that. I think all day football.
Can we out this person who's been texting us like mad?
We'll bring him on the show and he can out himself.
Right.
But holiday football. It's all day. It's like Thanksgiving, but it's Christmas, and your kids are trying to open presents, and you're trying to watch Russell Wilson play the Chargers.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes things go a different direction.
Is that breaking news?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, Christmas.
Is that what it is?
Last year. That was last year.
Oh, got it.
All right, fair.
So, like,
I remember that,
Yeah,
obviously.
I thought they played the Rams, not the Chargers.
Was it the Rams? All right. I'll take the L on that.
Yeah,
if
the game
that's
was a
true.
stinker.
Oh, no, that was the...
That's right. You are right. That's right.
Nathaniel Hackett's
Drunk
last
people.
game. And they were fighting each other on the sidelines, and then it was like... Because I was at some party, which surprised you. I was at some party, and I remember leaving being like, oh, God, this is going to be annoying. Hackett's about to get fired, fighting on the sidelines. And then Tom broke it, I think, as a matter of fact.
Way to go, Tom.
I did. Those ones aren't all that fun because when you know people and they lose their jobs, it's not a great feeling. But yeah, I mean, Ian's right. It was kind of ones that it had been. There were a lot of different factors of what happened in Denver last year. I think that's one of the biggest stories. You know, we're going to see the Broncos when that schedule comes out, getting all sorts of primetime games. And does anybody know what it's going to look like? Like, we know Sean Payton's track record. I would think that they're going to be a competent football team, but they're certainly starting from a different point right now in terms of they spent tons of money in free agency, pumped it into the spots that he cares about, like the offensive line. And then obviously they had the draft. They did not have a lot of picks because their pick was Sean Payton, but they traded up multiple times in the draft with limited draft capital. At one point, trading a third-round pick in next year's draft, which says to you, Sean Payton's building like he did in New Orleans, which is, I think I can win right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to max out the cap. I'm going to take resources where I need to. I'm going to go get the players that I think fit what I do really well. Is that going to lead to a rejuvenated Russell Wilson who looks nothing like the Russell Wilson we saw in 2022? I mean, this is a critical year. If you look at Russell Wilson's contract, they can get out of the fourth guaranteed year if they move on from him after this season.
Yeah.
So this is really the test case right now. They owe him for 2024 no matter what. But, it's going to be on Russell Wilson to come in shape, which it sounds like he's down some weight from where he was a year ago at this time. Obviously, the offense is going to be different. The scheme is going to be completely different. And I'm just fascinated to see what Sean Payton does with Russell Wilson and all those assets he's got around him, because their skill group that George Payton's built there is pretty good.
Yeah, it's one of the teams where I literally have no idea.
No clue.
Well, I think Sean Payton's going to do a good job, but the question is, can Russell Wilson hit that Indy sign on fucking Connor Hat?
Bingo.
That's the big question. We know they have a top 10 defense. They're really good as far as the back end. But the question is, can Russell throw the ball? Can he get it done? We're eager to see, but we know defense, they'll be really good, though.
Yeah.
Tom, Buster Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Tom, on the same kind of note as the schedule coming out, what do teams think about the difficulty of schedule? Because right now, they're ranking every single team and where they fall. I think the Patriots are, here's the list. The Patriots are towards the top. I know the Steelers are towards the bottom.
Hell yeah.
Do teams actually take this into any account, or is this just something where, us as fans are just looking at it from the outside, trying to figure out like, oh, okay, if we have the third hardest schedule, maybe we'll end up, 9-8. Is that real for these teams or no?
The strength of the schedule is real, but it's also dictated by how you finished the year before. Now there's some luck involved in that too, because the Chiefs, I think, are 16th in strength of schedule just because of the division that they happen to be playing against, what happened to a couple teams in their division last year. So you can argue that maybe that's actually going to end up stronger. What teams look for on the day that the schedule comes out, and there's always some grumbling about it, it's going to be who are they playing in week one? When do they have back-to-back or back-to-back-to-back type of road trips? And then how many uneven types of weeks do they have? Like, how many times do they play a Monday and then a Sunday? How many times do they play a Sunday followed by a Thursday?
Ooh.
And every year there's a couple of teams that don't have consecutive home games until December. And the bye is the other thing. Some teams, last year there were a couple teams that had a week 14 bye, which no one had ever had before. For some teams, like for the Packers, it probably came at a really good time for them, at a time that they were playing better football. They just needed to get healthy.
Rodgers
and then there's other teams who I think the Colts also had the week 14 bye.
Yep.
And at that point, they're just limping toward the end. And probably the last thing anybody wants to do is go away for a week and then have to come back to it from month. But those are the teams really analyzed here, and that all their operations people and their logistics people are trying to figure out, in terms of those long road trips, especially for the West Coast teams going east or vice versa. How do you do those? Are you staying in the city for a while? Those are the things that are really impactful once the actual schedule comes out.
So one of the things I wanted to talk about, and for you guys to know, like Tom and I were in Kansas City together. Like we were basically together for every day for 6 hours. So, I mean, I would show up when he'd already having been on Good Morning Football, having worked out, showered, like I was well rested. He had been up since 5.
You're welcome.
But then we would kind of finish out a little of the day, and then we would go to dinner. We were around each other a lot, and we talked like a million times about the different draft things. And one of the topics that was, I think we talked about maybe more than anything, was the C.J. Stroud from the test, which we may never see that test ever again. Do we talk about this, guys?
The S2.
Yeah, we may. I don't know what's going to happen with the S2, but if you told me that players refuse to take it, I would say, like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Don't you think GMs, though? Because we had the guy on the show, and there was also that report that came out that said, like, Tepper especially, like, really believes in, like, there are a lot of, like, GMs that, like, I don't want to say live and die by it, but, like, isn't it possible that they require, or if, like, they're inquiring about picking a guy, like, they want him to take that test?
I think so. If a guy would say, all right, I don't want to fucking take this test, and he's the best player in the country, do you think they're going to fucking pass on this guy just because he don't want to take it?
No, but what if it's a guy at like 10 or 12 or, like Levis or something like that, where it's like, hey, this guy could go in the top 5 or he could slide all the way to in the second round. Like, hey, if you take this and you do well on it, then we're more inclined to maybe pick you in like the top 10.
I'm quite sure Will Levis' score was way higher.
It probably was. It probably was. But just as like an example.
I thought about this with private workouts. Like, we're so few, unless we missed them. Tom, you may know more than I do, but like, there were almost no private workouts this year, where it used to be teams that fly across the country work out 25 guys, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's almost like agents are kind of like, that's not worth the risk.
Is the top 30, do the players work out at top 30 visits? Okay.
Well, and 3 years ago, there were multiple pro days. Trey Lance had a couple. I know Mac Jones and the Bama guys had a couple. Like, they had to schedule more than one. And granted, that was a 5-year, first-round quarterback year. But this year, there was a bunch of quarterbacks as well.
Yeah, but, like, when I came out, Jim Swartz flew. I was in Atlanta. I'll never forget this. And I had just the night before Magic City. Hey, look, man, I'm in Atlanta. I just want to see your hips. Can I come see you? Literally, met me at Westlake. This was on a Sunday at like 2:30 by himself.
So you got to rest, okay.
He drove all the way from Nashville just to see me backpedal and shit. I think that was a week before the draft. He said, I just want to see you one more time. True story.
And then he got drafted.
Yeah, then
I got drafted. And that's what she was,
Wow.
But I haven't heard anything about no private workouts lately, one-on-one.
There were some. I mean, there were some this year. I think that, COVID changed a lot of different things, because in 2020 you couldn't do any of the workouts. Yeah. And there were some teams that seemed to fundamentally change their thinking in terms of, not that you don't need to do the work, but, maybe it's overkill at some points. Like, if you got 3 years of tape on somebody like Pac, like, why do you need to come and see him backpedal in person? Like, at some point your scouts went through there to the school. There were definitely some teams that did it. I know Atlanta did some private workouts. I know the Colts wanted to work guys out privately at the quarterback position.
Right. Yeah.
But not as many. And to get back to the original point on the S2, so there are definitely, I would say, some agents who are going to tell their clients in the future, don't take the test. From a team perspective, scouts will always say they can explain better to their GM a bad score or a bad test number, not just on S2, but like 40-yard dash, bench, vertical, whatever. They can better explain a bad score than they can an empty box. And why didn't somebody do it? So there's always going to be that push-pull between what teams want to check every box and have the longitudinal comparisons to other guys 20 years ago and whatnot, and what players really need to do. With C.J. Stroud, I think that part of what it got twisted on was S2 is such a new test. It's been in use for like 5 years. There are some owners and GMs, like you guys said, who really believe in it. And there's others who just don't think it's that predictive, in part because they don't have the longitudinal data, but also just because there's all these other metrics. And C.J. Stroud's a perfect example. I think one of the reasons this got miscast was people were claiming it was an intelligence test. And it's not. You guys have the founder of it on here. It measures all these different things about visual learning and your impulse control, distraction control. It's one element of it. And if CJ Stroud had gone in and struggled on the board, or people watched the tape and said, well, he's not processing, he's not getting from 1 to 2 to 3, then those things would fit together. But every coach, every GM, every scout I talked to, the more time they spent with CJ Stroud, the more they liked him. And he did a really good job on the board. And his tape shows, say what you will about Ohio State quarterbacks in the past, but he does process. He does know how to get through his progressions within a play. So, in other words, you have this score, but part of the scouting process is, okay, what does it actually mean? It's not just, oh, he got whatever it was, and these guys got in the 90s. That means he's not going to be as good of a player. No, it's okay. That's different. What does it mean? Do we have to teach differently? Is he going to learn the game differently? That's what S2 is actually designed to do, is show you how does the guy learn the game? How do we best help him? And the Texans were one of the teams that really dug in, spent a lot of time with CJ Stroud in person. They liked a lot of the different things. There are other things they had to get comfortable with, just in terms of like the early scouting a couple of years ago. Everything dialed up, and then it was just a matter of how do we make sure we get him and Will Anderson, which was another one of those conversations Ian and I had repeatedly on TV and off, which was the Texans are calling around in between 3 and 11. They could be looking to move back, but they also could be moving up from 12 to somewhere else. They ended up with 2 and 3, and they paid a pretty good premium to do it.
Well, and instead of tests like that, too, Pat just texted us. Steichen went golfing with Will Levis, and Anthony Richardson, they went bowling. So, like, there are other ways.
I didn't know about the Anthony Richardson bowling one.
Yeah, so, there are other ways to get that type of stuff out of your players instead of just going and having them, take a test, like actually kind of putting them to the test in a different sport just so you can see the competitiveness and like the bounce back and all that shit that they're trying to get out of, a 9-part. I think that guy said there were 9 different categories.
In the battery,
Yeah, in the test. So it's like there are other ways to do it. You don't have to like go sit in a room and fill out multiple choice.
Well, it's interesting. Like it's like, so where Shane Steichen comes from, Philly, obviously. Nick Sirianni is a big game player.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he will, it's teams build culture so many different ways. Like I remember hearing with the Bengals when they made their facilities better, part of the reason was they wanted a players' zones or players would just be around.
Yep.
Helps the culture. They want players
They want to be in the building.
Just want to be in the building.
Yeah.
Right. Kind of like you guys here. I walk in, you guys are all here like you slept here and are hanging out. That all shows. I showed up late.
Per usual.
Sorry about
that.
I went on last night.
You were hungover.
At
You
the
were
bar.
hammered drunk at the bar.
That shows too.
Yeah.
That does show.
Not entirely
Reeking
wrong.
of
But
booze
anyway,
walking in.
It smells more than
How
anything.
often do you have to carry Ian home, Tom?
That's a good question.
Tom?
There are a few. He's pretty good overall. It's mainly because he'll go to like the lightest of light beers early in the evening.
Smart.
And then you can just you can sustain that for a long period of time.
Yeah. That's called planning.
Yeah, that's a veteran move.
Yeah, it's like I'm way too drunk. I'm switching to beer. Yeah, that makes sense. Good call, Ian.
Yep.
It's a marathon.
Someone asked me as I was driving here today about the Kentucky Derby. They're like, well, what was your level of intoxication? I'm like, I was fine because you spend the whole time being like, got to pace yourself, got to pace yourself.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, it's 6:30. Like, I've paced myself.
Time to rip some shots.
Let's go. Anyway.
Jules.
That's what AJ. That's what AJ says about it too.
AJ, how was the Derby, AJ?
It was sweet, man. It was great. Got to see a lot of good guys packed. You would do well down there. I think you would enjoy it. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, I've been once. But it looked like y'all had a hell of a group on the pictures, man.
Man, that's the best part, man. Getting around dudes that you haven't been around in a while, and some of the guys like I never met Alan Lazard. He's new to the crew. All of that thing, yeah. It was fun. It was fun to be together and to just hang out for 2 days and hang out with people you haven't really seen.
What time did you flip the switch? Like he said, 6:30. What time did you flip yours on?
See, my switch, like I feel I don't know how old Ian is, but Ian, you are savage. You can go. Like I can't go like you and just get blacked out for 10 straight hours and then recover and do it again the next
Exactly.
day. I'm not saying you can do that, Ian, but I don't have that in me anymore. I did at one point. So, yeah, I figured it out. I got a nice little tempo and pace and smoke 10 to 20 cigars each day and just enjoy myself.
I feel like when you're smoking cigars, that changes the calculus because you only have one mouth. So it's like, how much can you drink when you have a cigar in your mouth the whole time, right?
You're right.
I need more moths.
I'll feel better after 20 beers than 3 beers and a cigar. 100%.
You're a novice, though.
That's true.
Whoa. Error.
You can drink 20 beers, Tom?
I'm saying if I drank 20 beers, like if I start right now, drink one beer every 30 minutes for the rest of the night, I would feel better than if I had 3 beers and 1 cigar. There's something about it that it gets me. It turns my
start
stomach.
right now.
Go grab a beer.
Get a beer.
Right now.
Although, are you working?
I got to be on TV in like 6.5 hours.
That's all right. You'll only have had like 14 beers by then.
Yeah, that's good. Fine.
Tom also is in Minnesota, where he lives.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And where, by the way, he roots for the wrong team in Mighty Ducks. Did you guys know this?
Whoa. He's a Hawks fan?
Tom?
Yeah. I don't have any idea why anybody roots for the Mighty Ducks.
You son of a bitch.
Because
they're a complete product of some inane rules that nobody knew about. They steal the best player from the other team.
Wow.
They stomp out all his hopes and dreams. He's never going to get a scholarship now because he's playing with these clowns who can barely be up on skates. Meanwhile, the Hawks have
Tom,
the blood, sweat,
slow down.
They live in the correct borders. They should be the
You
ones
go first,
winning.
okay?
They're
Yeah.
the true champions.
And then the
You're
rest
full of shit. Okay, first of all, Adam Banks does get a scholarship to Eden Hall Academy, which is in Minnesota. And his freshman year, guess what? He's starting on the varsity. Okay, so that's BS. Not to mention, Coach Riley's a piece of shit.
Yep.
You know it. They're headhunting the guy. Okay, it's not worth winning if you can't win big. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here? I tell you what, I did
If
like
your
you.
coach isn't popping the collar, you have no chance.
I can
You're
tell
not winning in Minnesota State high school hockey.
What are
I
you
can tell
talking
you why
about?
we also-
Bombay never lost in the courtroom, and so what? You know, he likes to tie a couple on. He gets a Dewey. He's still okay with taking the limo out onto the ice because he knows when it's okay.
Fucking Bombay.
Okay, he grew up on the lake. This is unbelievable.
I bet you were
Train
rooting
the
for
kids early.
Oh.
What does Larson say when he checks Banks into the goal and he hurts his shoulder and he's down? What did you do?
My job. Yeah,
That's
I know.
the mentality you gotta have if you want to survive. It is dog eat dog out there.
Go ahead, Mike.
Listen, I assume that he went to Han's funeral and fucking kicked and spit on the casket too. Come on.
Yep.
What are we doing, Tom? That's why we root for the
Hans
Mighty
is the
Ducks.
only
is
reason
Han.
anyone knew about the rule. So yeah, screw Han. He's
Whoa.
nobody else would have been talking about those weird borders and all that stuff.
You sound like a commie.
You do.
I'm a hawk. That's what I am.
He is literally a
You
hawk.
hear that, AJ?
Probably a cake eater too.
I guess so. Different form.
Jeez Louise.
Grew up in Edina.
Who killed,
This is how you
who
come
killed
out.
Hans?
Yeah,
Did Tom
so-
kill Hans?
Yeah,
He did
yeah,
actually
Tom
grow
killed
up.
Hans.
He did actually grow up in Edina and
That's where Banksy's
is
from.
a hawk.
That's where Banksy's from. That's right. If you know Mighty Ducks 2, go around the room. Edina, Minnesota.
That's right.
Oh my God. Anyway, there's also a football team in Minnesota.
There is.
Not as mean-hearted and evil as the one you root for, but the Vikings, who have been obviously a topic of conversation with a lot of different things, with the Zadarius Smith social media post that we have talked about and the potential dealing there or his future. We had the Dalvin Cook situation, which, I know there was some talk about him, but it is still seems unresolved. Where are we on the kind of outstanding Minnesota Vikings contract things that still seem to be up in the air?
At this point, there's really no urgency. You've carried their cap numbers this far. It's May. You don't have a lot of big expenditures here. So all options are on the table in those situations. Now, with Zadarius, I would think that ultimately he ends up playing someplace else. They're also not just going to give him away in a trade. He announced his exit like over a month ago, said goodbye to Minnesota. Thanks for the memories. The Vikings were caught off guard.
I
by
would say
the
they
entire
definitely
thing. So,
didn't. They definitely were not prepared for that post.
No, and he's changed agents and he wants a new contract, and he's at a point in his career where I certainly understand where you put up 10 sacks and you're thinking I should go and get one more payday. But he also signed a 3-year contract with Minnesota. So that one's going to take a while. The Daniil Hunter situation is another one you didn't even mention, where he's on the books because he got money moved up last year. He's only on the books for, I think, $5 million or so in 2023. So at some point, something has to happen there, ideally a contract extension. But pass rushers are getting crazy money. Nick Bosa is going to get probably close to $30 million a year.
Damn.
So where does Daniil Hunter fall in? He's still a young guy. He's had some injuries, but he showed last year he can come back. And even though they had him, dropping in coverage at times, he can still be productive. And then with Dalvin Cook, it's a situation where, is there a scenario where he's on this team this year? Yeah, there is. It's a matter of just kind of how things play out in the coming months here. What, if anything, happens with his contract? Is there someplace else that potentially could end up? I hate to give a non-answer on it, but honestly, like, it's moving parts and has been for a couple of months for a team that, remember, went 13-4 last year. Vikings won 13 games.
They were good.
They went to the playoffs. They were a pretty good team. They won a lot of close games, but they were very good situationally in Kevin O'Connell's first season. What do you make of them at this point? Are they a contender? Are they going to have to take a step back here? They did move on from some other, older pieces, particularly on defense here. Adam Thielen as well on offense. It's going to be a really interesting year for Minnesota at a time that it seems like the NFC North is pretty wide open.
There was one thing you didn't mention, and I have a funny feeling that our friend Ty Schmidt, who's going to ask a question for you now, might kind of fill in the blanks on that.
Yeah, just curious, Tom, what's going on with Kirk Cousins? Because I don't know if it's more media-driven, but, like leading up to the draft, a lot of people kind of penciled in the Vikings as like, if Hendon Hooker's still there at the end of the first round, like that, Minnesota might trade up and get him, or the whole Will Levis thing they were talking about, maybe they go up and get him, and for whatever reason, like you mentioned, they did have their best year in a long time, get embarrassed in the playoffs, but then after the season, all the stuff's coming out like, well, actually the Vikings were, in the lower third of QBR, and Kirk Cousins didn't really particularly perform well last year. And then he's kind of always had like the spat with the new GM when he came in, and they asked him how he feels about Kirk Cousins, and he was like, well, he's not exactly Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers.
Like, definitely not.
Yeah, just a weird thing to say when you first get the job. But like, is it kind of all the writings on the wall? Like, if they don't win the Super Bowl this year or go to like an NFC Championship, then Kirk Cousins is probably done in Minnesota?
Well, let's start with this. So there were all those draft rumors, and as you guys know, and me and Ian certainly know, like half of those are just completely wrong. And a lot of the stuff with the Vikings trading up for the quarterbacks was proven wrong because, Will Levis was sitting there when the Vikings pick came up at number 23 and they didn't take him. They were making calls about moving up very high in the draft. But my understanding is that was for one player, and that was Bryce Young, who ended up going number 1. And so there went any possibility for Minnesota to go get him. They knew he wasn't going to be a Minnesota Viking. And then so, the focus really turned toward getting another weapon for the offense in the draft, whether that be a wide receiver or a running back. They end up with Jordan Addison, who should be a really good fit. They think he's an elite type of route runner, can be a really good complement to Justin Jefferson there. And then with the quarterback, ideally, would you like a situation where you've got a guy who's developing? It's what the Lions did when they eventually took Hendon Hooker in the 3rd. He can sit behind Jared Goff. He's not going to be healthy anyway. Yeah, you would like that. The Vikings took Jaron Hall from BYU, who's an interesting player. A lot of coaches love his tape. He's just a smaller guy who's had a ton of injuries, and he's a little bit older. That's really what caused him to drop, but they did draft him. With Cousins, there were contract talks about an extension. It's just last year, Kirk Cousins signed a 1-year extension, which gave the Vikings flexibility to do exactly what they did, which was explore their options, decide Kirk Cousins right now is our best option, and roll with him in 2023. So Kirk was never going to take another short-term type of a deal, another 1-year extension. It just didn't make a lot of sense. And for the Vikings, do you want to make a 4 or 5 year commitment right now to a player who was like 36? He did perform at a pretty high level last year, particularly in crunch time. You look at his numbers in the big situations, the comeback wins, the fourth quarter. He was pretty good. They're keeping their options open. And this also allows Kirk now, for the first time after this season, if he plays well or if he doesn't, whatever the situation is, he then can go out to the market and find out for the first time,
crush it again,
really since 2018, what is the market for Kirk Cousins as opposed to trying to negotiate extensions in a vacuum with Minnesota.
Yeah, Tom, I just want to give you kind of a heads up because you probably haven't seen it yet, but people are, in fact, calling you a scumbag for that Hawks take. Yeah. Aside from that, though.
That's as they should.
As they should.
Yep.
Do you have a Hawks jersey? You should rock that, regularly.
I do not, but now I'm thinking about it, and I might have to get.
No, you probably shouldn't. People
Probably
like hawk loogies on you and stuff. That would
Probably
like
rooted for Iceland
for
too,
your
right?
living
Yeah, sure,
experience. But you mentioned Justin Jefferson. Are they about to offer him? And you mentioned Nick Bosa $30 million. Is Justin Jefferson going to get 30 into the maybe low 40s if we're looking at wide receiver markets right now? And then are they going to try and get in there before Jamar Chase and those type of guys are going to get their deals, or vice versa? Are the Bengals going to try and pay T. Higgins and Jamar early so that they don't have to match something that Justin Jefferson might get?
the Vikings plan sometime here in the next year, they're going to make Justin Jefferson one of, if not the highest paid receiver in the NFL, as they should. It's a matter of, how does Justin Jefferson approach this negotiation, knowing that, he's put in 3 years, which you just look statistically compared to the all-time greats. I mean, he's up there. He's doing stuff that no one's ever done in the NFL.
He's awesome.
If I'm the Vikings, I'm reading the room here. A lot of these, big wide receiver contracts have been 3-year deals with strong guarantees. The sweet spot right now at this moment to get a Justin Jefferson deal done might be like 3 years, $90 million, with the majority of it fully guaranteed. Then it's a matter of Justin Jefferson, if they're willing to go there. And I'm not saying that they are, but if they're willing to go there, Jefferson's got to weigh that out of, do I take that money now and start the money train rolling, which would make sense at his age, this early in his career. He's made first-round pick money, but not huge money. Get the payday now. Or do I keep pushing it and gain better leverage and maybe get an even bigger deal once that wide receiver market ends up settling? Yeah, just like the quarterbacks, there's always going to be a race, particularly among certain GMs who want to get in early, do the deal, even though it'll be the highest paid ever, but they know 4 or 5 guys are going to get paid over that next year, and their contracts will end up looking not nearly as crazy. So I would totally anticipate the Vikings at some point in the relatively near future approach Justin Jefferson about big-time money, but I would be surprised at this point if that contract doesn't have a 3 in front of it in average per year.
Wow.
Damn.
I mean, and that's where it's headed. That's where it's headed last offseason.
Yeah, exactly.
But
a lot of money.
A lot of money. Tone Diggs got a question for you.
Tom, staying in the NFC North, I saw some rumblings potentially about Goff getting a new deal. I know they drafted Hooker, but it sounds like that's going to be a couple years. Do you think that'll get done this offseason, or see how he plays this next season, and then next offseason they'll look at if they want to give him a deal or not?
I mean, when I talked to Dan Campbell in late March, he could not have been more effusive about how much he believes in Goff. Goff's our guy, man. Like, look what he's done, the toughness.
Fucking
but they've got him at what looks like a relatively reasonable deal. Part of that, it was such an interesting trade that they made with the Rams, because basically the Rams had to offload Goff's contract because he was not going to be a member of the team anymore. It had a huge guaranteed number. And so in the end, the calculus was 2 first-round picks in Goff, with Stafford going back to LA. That's how they had to make the numbers work. But for the Lions and for Brad Holmes, who had been with Goff in LA, they always thought this guy's got the potential to get back to being a pretty good NFL quarterback, which he had been in the early times with Sean McVay before things went sideways. And you look at Goff last year, remember Dan Campbell called him out his first year there. It was like midway or 3/4 of the way through the season. He was emotional in the press conference, said, I need more. I need more from him. And that could have been the end. I think we were all sitting there going, is Goff about to get benched? Is this, they're going to end up having to release him?
Yeah.
But really, Jared Goff rose to the challenge there, and they built such a culture, and they've put so many weapons around him. You've seen Jared Goff play over the last year and change pretty good football, coinciding with Ben Johnson, who's now the OC and will be a head coach after this year. Probably would have been a head coach this year if he hadn't told the teams that he was out because he wanted to stay in Detroit. It's all lined up. It's kind of like how it was with Sean McVay in those early days. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if there's a possibility of an extension. It's just a matter of, what are the numbers on that? What makes sense in terms of bridging that to the next quarterback? Is it a multi-year extension? There's a lot of things they got to work through.
Last thing for you before we get to the last thing. Pac-Man, what you got?
I'm just asking about Kirk again. He had 14 interceptions. You saying that he's the guy? You don't think that y'all should go in the, I shouldn't say the portal, but it's a lot of good quarterbacks that's coming out next year. Do you really think that Kirk Cousins can make the plays to get them over the hump? Because right now, Jeff Jefferson is arguably 1, 2, or 3. He's open. All you got to do is get him the fucking ball. It just don't seem like Kirk can read the coverage when the game is on the line in the big-time games.
Here's what I would say to that, Pac, is they won 13 games last year with a historically bad defense. They were awful defensively. They fired their coordinator. They brought in Brian Flores, who I think is going to be a big deal. Part of that was Kirk Cousins was pretty efficient. Again, were they, number one in points, and yards, and all those things?
They was good in defense when they had Mike Zimmer. He fucking choked again. They was really good with Zimmer there on defense.
That's the thing that Kirk Cousins is always going to have to get over is the biggest games, the biggest moments.
Yeah.
I think that to a degree, he's answered that because in some of the primetime games, fourth quarters, overtime, he's played well really over the last couple of seasons here. But you're right. I mean, that's every quarterback. And I've talked with Kirk about that before. And the way that he always put it was every time you climb a mountain, everybody's just going to say, okay, what's the next mountaintop you got to get to? He won a playoff game several years ago against the Saints. And then since then, it's okay. Can you make the deeper run? Can you elevate the team? I think that where Kirk Cousins stands right now, and when Kwesi said the thing about, he's not, until you have I think he framed it as, until you have a Patrick Mahomes or an Aaron Rodgers, you're still searching for that guy. Is Kirk Cousins an elite NFL quarterback? I don't think anybody's going to argue that he should be in the top 5, but he's probably in the top 10 or borderline every year if you just look at the efficiency numbers on it. And so you're kind of trapped in is it good enough? Can we get over the hump with him? The Vikings seem to believe they can win with him here. They may not be winning because of him all the time. And that 2024 draft is, the way the teams within the league look at it right now, whether it's Caleb Williams or Drake May or some of the other quarterbacks, you are going to have. Now, this could all change, right? Last year it was, the draft for in 2022, Will Levis would have been a top pick. The draft for the year before, Sam Howell would have been a top pick. These things can change. Going into 2023, there's a belief within the league that some really, really good quarterbacks are going to come out of that, which is why it's not a surprise to see certain teams gaining extra draft capital in 2024 through draft week to maybe set themselves up to go and get those guys, which is also, I believe, going to play out on trade deadline too.
All right, Tom, this has been awesome, and we appreciate your time, which, you don't have anything else to do, honestly. But, we appreciate it. It's not that we do.
Other than that.
It's true. But listen, the football stuff is cool. That is obviously not why we brought you on here.
No. What?
It's not.
Okay.
Tom, you may or may not have seen, Tom plays the guitar.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
And I would never want to put you on the spot. But since I told you that we're not going to have you on unless you play guitar for us.
I don't recall it.
No, I would say
why would you say something like that?
Mostly what I said. Can you just play for us? Can you show us that you can rip it a little bit?
Can you sing too?
So Ian did.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, this whole thing?
Holy
did text me this morning and say, all right, can you just come on and play something? Just make it something good. So I figured we're better off trying. We'll see how it goes. We don't have much of a delay here. With a little sing-along. So I had to think of, what song am I confident that you guys will know? And I figure it's probably the song that the first time Ian revealed that I was, played with some punk bands, that maybe we'd play the song you guys were singing along with that day. I'll see if you remember it. So sing it with me, Ty, Connor, AJ, all you guys. I know you know it. All the small things, true friends. I'll be one live.
We're talking
your
right. Best trip.
Always.
I know you'll be at my show.
Watching.
Waiting. Commiserating. Say so, I will not go. Turn the lights off. Carry me home. Hey, Tom, hell yeah.
Rock on.
Tom, thank you. No curtain call, though. That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Unready, boy,
Acoustic legend. We were kind of stepping over him with the sing-along. It's cutting out.
It was hard to do.
Yeah, not easy.
It's hard to time it up. AJ didn't open his mouth once.
What?
Which was kind of a bummer.
You guys were. Can you imagine if I would have? We wouldn't have heard anything if I tried to jump in there. You know that.
Well, we couldn't hear anything either way. What do you?
Well, yeah, I'm saying it all. The step-on delay. I have like a super small delay too, so it would have messed him up. I don't want to mess Tom up. He can shred on the guitar. We know that.
He was crushing it.
Yeah.
That was good. I thought you guys.
Is he still playing bands right now? He's still touring and playing in bands.
There's a band that he's kind of like friendly with that will he'll go to their shows and jump on stage and play like
Pearl Jam.
Three Doors Down.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Called Pew 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 or something like that.
The All American Rejects.
No, you're thinking of the Cardinals head coach.
pew.
Shots.
Explosives.
Pew, pew, pew,
Explosives. Shots.
Kid Rock.
It's something. I said
He's a kid guy.
I said
he
it was a
wrote
heavy
all
metal
summer
band
long. I think Tom did.
What's that?
Holy
I'm pretty
shit.
sure he wrote all summer
Whoa.
long.
And We the People.
Did he ride the giant? Did he ride the penis spaceship up in the sky?
No,
too?
that was Kid. Kid insisted. No stunt double. I'm gonna do this myself.
Yeah, that was like a TC move, pretty much.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Which Kid TC, they're kind of their own right in their own category.
That's a good point.
All right. I think I need a break.
Okay,
Yeah,
Rap.
that's fine.
That's okay.
You need a break. You need a break.
You need to get some booze, and we know.
It's not even 1 o'clock. You think I would have a drink?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would.
do.
definitely
It's 1
would.
o'clock
I'm not
somewhere.
going to, but I would.
Okay.
All right. Nobody leave. Don't do anything.
Someone's getting a call.
Yeah, is that your phone?
Is that,
Am
you
I
getting a
getting a call?
GM right now calling you?
Am I getting a call? What's happening? No.
I don't know, but you can always hear the buzzing through the mic.
Something else is vibrating in somewhere. Yeah.
AJ.
AJ, is that right?
There's a lot of electronics in there. What do you guys think I'm talking about?
Well, we know what you're inferring. Okay.
The servers and such.
These are the kind of things that they offend me a little bit.
What's that?
I got to say. Listening to you guys. Anyway.
What are you talking about?
I need a break. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back in however much time we deem is enough of a break.
Sure. Usually we say take 5.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Take 5.
Take 5.
Take 5.
Joining us now is a man who might be the largest celebrity in the history of Earth. And I'm not just talking about his size. Obviously, everybody does that. But could you imagine a time when this man walks in public that a bunch of motherfuckers don't say, holy shit, that's Shaquille O'Neal? That has been his life for probably the last 30, 35 years. He's handled it perfectly. This man is a mastermind whenever it comes to business. Obviously, on the court, he's the most dominant player of all time in the history of basketball. 4-time champion of the world, Shaquille O'Neal.
Hello, is Pac-Man there?
Hell yeah.
What's up?
Pac-Man, you know the statute of limitations is up. I can tell the story now. Can I tell it?
Yeah, you can tell the story now.
Hell yeah, Shaq. Welcome to the show. Thank you, Pac. This is great news.
Okay, so remember when Pac-Man had that altercation in the airport? He was really sticking up for me. Pat, I just want to say thank you for always being my bodyguard. And you whooped that dude ass because he was disrespecting me. And nobody knows this story, but I appreciate you very much.
I appreciate
You
you.
know,
I've been keeping this secret. I ain't want everybody to know our business.
Hold on, this is Atlanta Airport chicken in hand. Motherfucker, that fight that we both...
Popeyes, yes.
That was the stick up for Shaq?
Yes.
Yes.
What did he say, Shaq? Guy said something to you? What happened?
I don't know. Pac-Man just said, hey, man, you don't talk to Shaq like that. And I just had to get on my plane. And next thing I know, Pac-Man put them paws on me.
You've sold printers,
What?
pizza,
What?
icy hot,
What?
insurance with a cartoon.
Yep.
I mean, you have a prolific Rolodex of business. When did you know that was going to be the case? Because it's inspiring to all of us. I want to let you know that.
I didn't hear what you say. Could you repeat all the stuff that I sell for?
I think there's like 10 more, too. I don't think I listed off all of them.
No, just go ahead. One more time.
I think it was printers,
What?
pizza.
What?
I think it was insurance with a cartoon.
What?
Now there's Novex Biotech GF9. You are a business savant, though. The shoes, obviously, we've all heard all the stories of, oh, your shoes are too expensive. Then you buy in the company and say, fuck it, we're going short. When was that like a focus for you, and how did you know that was a gift?
18 years old, I meet Magic Johnson, and he tells me, it's okay to be famous, but at some point you want to start learning about business. First thing I bought was the Dummy's Guide to Starting Your Own Business. It intrigued me a little bit, and I said to myself, okay, I want to be the only big man that's doing that. But in order to, be successful in that world, I had to be successful in the other world. So I really had to dominate and really had to win. Are you a supermodel? Because you have the sexiest jawline.
Hell yeah. That's real, Shaq. He's on his GF9, but the other stuff, I think.
You had a quote you said in an interview years ago. You said, like, my thought process begins where normal humans apexes. And I just want to say, did you come up with that on the spot? Do you still say it? Because I actually steal it and use it in real life still sometimes. I always give you credit, though.
Another confession is I wasn't really born. I was found on the train. A lot of people think I'm an alien, and a lot of times these thoughts just come to me. I'll just go outside and these thoughts just come to me. I realized that in order to be the best or to be perceived as the best, you have to have forward thinking. So I just, growing up in a drill sergeant environment, my dad wasn't satisfied with good enough. We had to be damn near perfect. So whenever I score 12, 30 points, and somebody said, "Oh, he had a dominant game." I said, "No, you missed 12 free throws. You should have 42 points. You should have did this. You should have did that." I was always trying to, better myself.
When did you know Kobe was a dude? Was it like immediately upon seeing him, you're like, "Oh, this is a guy"?
Right away, I knew that he wanted to be great. I knew that he was very passionate about the game, and I knew that if something was done he didn't like, he would voice his opinion. Kind of reminds me of Pac-Man. Pac-Man and I have the same relationship. We haven't always seen eye to eye, but the respect is there. Like, "Hey, Pac-Man, you shouldn't do that. Motherfucker, don't call me that." You're right. So, Pac-Man's my little brother. I'm his older brother. I think the respect factor is way more important than the "I like you, I love you" factor. We've had many conversations. I love Pac-Man. He loves me. I love Kobe. We had a lot of disagreements, but if I had it all over to do again, I'd probably do it the same way because he pushed me and I pushed him, and the respect was there. People always say, "Oh, well, you didn't like each other." We didn't like each other. If you go back to the first championship, 15,000 people in the arena, about 100 people on the floor. I put my hand up. Who's the first person jumping my arm? Look at it. Look it up. You don't have to be all lovey-dovey all the time. You just have to have respect.
Your last question here as you get back to your rehab. Connor has it for you.
Yeah, Shaq, speaking of that, a lot of times...
No, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to the dude in the fucking cowboy hat. He ain't such a dog.
Tone Diggs. He has a gambling show every day he's preparing for right now. Tone loves you too.
Shaq, I appreciate that. You guys on the set, we just talked about the show. You ever say anything just to see if you get Ernie off of his game?
I don't like that question. Back to the other guy.
Cool. Connor is this guy in the other hat.
Awesome.
No, actually, you know what? You guys may think Charles and I are the funniest. Ernie Johnson's the funniest guy on the set.
People forget what this fucking guy did. We asked the NFL for some highlights, just because every time we talk about him, I feel like some people who maybe never watch him play think like, "Hey, why are they talking about this guy this way?" This is who Pac-Man was. So he's going to pick you off, obviously.
See ya.
He's going to outrun you. And then we're going to have a good time, too. People need to know that we fucking scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
You remember these plays? You remember all these plays?
I started that rule. Now you can't even use
Boom!
as a prop no more. Yeah.
That was your thing ever since the beginning?
Yeah.
Because I think that's what we realized from watching these highlights. Like, oh, you were the guy that started jumping on that thing.
Yeah.
You did that every time you got in the paint, it felt like.
Oh, yeah, I started that. We used to call it the Pac-Man slide in Tennessee. Bishop was like, "Man, you got to have fun when you get in the end zone." And they said we couldn't use the goalpost as a prop no more.
Hey, Gino's our guy.
Yeah, why do you
Hey, why you high-stepping on Gino's our guy?
You guys are already up 35 points.
Hey, we're on the Pac-Man slide. What are we
This was
doing
the
here?
night right here, bro. We had just got in from going out.
When?
Day of?
Yeah. We got to go out this night because it was a night game in Philly.
So you had to go out the night before?
Yeah, we went
Because you
out
got to sleep in a little bit.
Yeah.
And then punter hits you a ball. What are you doing? And you just go 90, however many there.
Jeez.
And then look at this one. I mean, this is another one. This is why you were a nightmare on the field whenever you had the ball in your hands. And obviously, we could showcase you just locking people down, too, as a corner. But it was like, what an elusive fucking asshole this guy was.
Nuts. First, I mean...
Only thing stopping this dude's goalpost, it feels like, whenever he gets the damn ball. Think about these punters. I'll tell you what it was like. This asshole, look, he should have been tackled right there. Like, should have stopped, should have caught that ball, went immediately down. Now I'm gonna run in 4 circles, loop around some people, blocking it back to the punter, and then, they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it.
Hey, let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Welcome back to the Thunderdome. Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show. I am Ian Rappaport.
The Insider!
Kind of did it a little differently, but nailed it there too.
There you go,
Well done.
Boys are back. AJ is back. What's up, AJ?
Ian, how you doing? How was your break? Did you get to relieve yourself or what?
I got some coffee, which is the
I
only
think he
important.
forgot he was hosting the show.
What do you mean?
We all sitting up here like, what the hell is in there?
No,
He was still back there. Did he forget about he's hosting the
Just
show?
getting some sets of, maybe do some squats or something.
Pac-Man's here too, by the way. Thank you, Pac-Man. Appreciate it. I don't like any of you guys. Someone I do like, as that's called a segue.
Nice segue.
I would like to welcome our second guest, but obviously our best guest, considering Tom Pelissero was the other one.
Yeah, he's a mark.
Sure.
Yeah.
Can't believe he said that about the Mighty Ducks still. Sorry.
Yes, it was aggressive.
Yeah.
Grant Hill, the NBA on TNT analyst, who is calling the Nuggets Suns game tonight, which is awesome. What's up, Grant? Woo! Also a national champion at a school called Duke.
Ever heard of it?
Yeah, Duke.
Yeah. That's so Grant, we got a lot. First of all, thanks for coming on. We got a lot to get to here. A lot of good basketball. I feel like these playoffs have been wild.
Hell yeah.
The Duke legacy, you being from Duke, winning there, and that part of it, is that, how often does that come up? I'm just curious, because like for me, and I'm sorry to say this, but when I think of you, I think of Duke still. Is that like, how much of that every day is part of like who you are and what you do?
That's a great question and a great point. It comes up a lot. And what's surprising is that, a year from now, I will have been gone from Duke for 30 years. Wow. And so all of those moments, all of those games, and fortunate to be a part of some iconic moments, that was over 30 years ago. And surprisingly, people still remember that. I even get young people who identify me with Duke. Not saying that you're not young, but I'm just saying people who weren't around, who weren't born when I was playing at Duke, but for some reason associate me with that. So it's pretty, and maybe part of that is because I cover March Madness and the Final Four and all that. So it's kind of a constant reminder, but I get it a lot, maybe not daily, but certainly quite often.
Could be worse places to be associated with.
Mm-hmm. True.
So you got Nuggets Suns, which obviously they play tonight at 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
I will stay up late and watch every second of it.
There you go.
Probably. If I fall asleep, I will keep the channel on just for ratings and such.
Smart.
I'm just curious, like when you get this is a great series and it's been a great series. When you get this assignment, you got the fist pump, and then when you got a little controversy and like suspension, not suspension, like this has got to be prime time good stuff, right?
It is, and I think all the games, all the series in the second round have been incredible. And so as we were sort of looking, okay, what could possibly be the case? Denver, Phoenix, you got New York, Miami, Boston, Philly, Golden State, LA. It was like, man, they're all great. When we got assigned to Denver, my partner Spiro Didis and I, we were thrilled. You got Jokic, Jamal Murray,
Right.
number 1 seed in Denver, and then you got Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, Phoenix. How Booker has played.
Oh man,
the offensive shot creating in this series by Devin Booker, by Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Kevin Durant. It has been out of this world. It's like this has been a treat to cover this series, and certainly tonight, Game 5 here in Denver. Denver won the first 2 at home. Phoenix, they returned the favor, tied the series up. Now we have a series, and but I mean this is one of those series that you get up for and you look forward to for sure.
AJ's got a question for you. AJ?
Grant, how would you ever slow down or stop Jokic when he kind of just lumbers around the court? Looks like he's never going full speed, even though like everything he does is so skilled, especially how big he is. What can you do to stop this guy?
There's not much you can do. He has really kind of reimagined and redefined, I guess, what the center position can do. He's a walking triple-double. He passes like as good of a facilitator as we've ever had in the NBA. He's not a great athlete. He doesn't wow you with speed and athleticism, but he's strong. He's very skilled. He's got an incredible feel for the game. And right now, Phoenix is opting to play him one-on-one because he can beat you with the pass as well. He's maybe more dangerous getting other people involved and getting 25 points. He had 50-some the other day. The 2 career playoff highs that he's had have been losses. Game 4 on Sunday at Phoenix, and then Game 4 in the previous series against Minnesota. He went for 40-something in that game. I don't know the exact number, but no one else got involved, and it was just him. And so it'll be interesting to see what adjustments are made. I think Phoenix is going to continue to play him straight up. But will Michael Malone, will Jokic really try to get other people going, other people involved? Denver, I believe, are at their best when collectively 6 guys, 7 guys in double figures, high double figures. And really that starts with Jokic finding people. But in the last 2 games, in order to win, he's had to go out and score. And he's been unstoppable, but it just quite hasn't been enough for Denver to secure those wins.
We were talking about this yesterday. Like, it has been amazing, and maybe it's always like this, but it feels like even more so this year that like these superstars have emerged even more so and like taken the ball and made sure that when it's all on the line, like they are the ones we're watching. Tone Diggs has a question for you.
Yeah, to that point. So game 3, Booker goes for 40, KD goes for 40 plus. They both go for 40 plus. No other player on the Suns team had more than 10 points. And I thought to myself, there's no way that they can continue to this and continue to win games. And then the same thing happened in game 4. Is that a recipe for success for the Suns? Like, can they just rely on them both to get 40 and then no one else scores more than 10?
Well, yes. I mean, well, first of all, in game 4, the 2 of them combined for 72 points. Now, the bench for Phoenix played very well. The best performance they've had in the postseason in that game 4 victory. 40 bench points, obviously led by Landry Shamet, who came off the bench. He had 5 3-pointers, had a huge fourth quarter. Denver said, look, we're going to double team Booker. We're going to double team Durant. We're going to dare somebody else from the Suns to beat us. And sure enough, Landry Shamet stepped up. He scored 14 of Phoenix's 31 points in the fourth quarter and really was sort of the unsung hero there. Now, can he do it again on the road? That remains to be seen. But there's an old adage in the NBA, you know, your bench players will play well at home, but your stars have to go win you a game on the road. And so what adjustments Michael Malone does? Does he stay double teaming? Does he continue to dare somebody else to beat them? And then conversely, does his bench play better? Does Denver's bench, does somebody from Denver's bench or somebody from the complementary players of Denver step up and have a great moment, a big moment, much like Landry Shamet did for Phoenix in game 4? So, look, the stars, the duos, you know, Jokic and Murray, they combined for 81 points in game 4. As I said, Durant and Booker had 72 points. Both set of stars shot collectively over 60. I mean, these guys, the star power, how they're delivering is off the charts. It may come down to the complementary guys, the bench guys, the role players. Can they step up, like I said, like Shamet did? And that could be the difference here as we finish out the series.
Yeah, Grant, to that point, too, especially with, you know, Booker and Durant performing so well, a lot of people have said, you know, Chris Paul going out might have obviously didn't help the Suns, but it's kind of changed the game and they're playing a little faster. Maybe, you know, they're not better off without him, but do you think him being out allowed for guys like Landry Shamet to get a little more burn in the game? Because I remember in the Clippers series, he really wasn't playing that much, and then this opportunity is kind of arose because of the fact that Chris Paul hurt his groin, and I do believe he's out game 5 again. Do you think that him being on the side, kind of watching the team's success these last 2 games, might end up helping them in the long run because he's seeing, oh, okay, they might play a little better if we start pushing the ball more?
You know, that's a great point, and really has been a huge difference in this series. Look, every series takes on a personality of its own, has its own storyline, if you will. Phoenix, during the regular season, was in last place in the NBA in fast break points. During the postseason, they're leading the NBA in fast break points. And they've averaged 19 fast break points in the last 2 games, games 3 and games 4. You know, they had 43 fast break points in those 2 games. Devin Booker has scored 27 of those fast break points himself and had 15 fast break points himself in game 4. So what they're essentially doing is, yes, the pace has changed. Chris Paul is more of a methodical, walk-it-up player. He's certainly older now, not the young player he was years ago. But I think they've made a decision to really push the ball, try to get easy scoring opportunities before Denver's defense can get back and get set. And it's worked really, really well. That pace has really bothered Denver. Denver wants to be able to get back, set up their defense, get stops, and then they want to get out and run. And Denver led the NBA in the regular season in transition points, but they haven't been able to get out and run off of their defense because Phoenix is running back at them. And so that you got to get stops to be an effective running team. And right now, Denver is not getting stops, in part because Booker is playing at an elite level, but also collectively they are running and getting easy baskets against this Nuggets attack defensively.
It's probably why Phoenix has been so fun to watch. Pac-Man has a question for you.
The Lakers, they came in with a play-in game. No one midway through the season would have even thought they would have made the playoffs because they wasn't doing pretty good. LeBron made all of these changes. My question, we was talking a couple of days ago about who era it is. Is it Steph era or is it LeBron era? And I think we had the conversation and said whoever wins a ring this year, it would be their era. What is your take on the Steph and LeBron era, and how do you think the Lakers are going to finish out with this series?
Well, first of all, you're spot on about a lot of people sort of counting out the Lakers, and they've kind of figured it out. AD has been up and down, but really the complementary players, Austin Reeves, you saw Lonnie Walker last night stepped up, played well. I thought that trade they made, as you alluded to, really made a difference and kind of gave this team some hope in the stretch run and now in the playoffs. They had a gritty performance in the round one against the Grizzlies. And they've played very, very well. Getting a win at Golden State, tough win last night for them. Legacies are. It's all very subjective. I think winning this series, whoever wins this series, and if one of these teams were to go win a championship, I don't know how much it impacts LeBron's legacy. I like to think that his legacy is pretty much cemented. I think it may impact Curry's legacy in a way. Now you kind of catapult him into that conversation, 5 rings. LeBron, they both have been great. They both have sort of owned the last 10 years. LeBron's probably owned 20 years or maybe 15 years because he's had a longer career. But I think this is kind of like it feels like the last hurrah for both of them. Steph had a great run last year, winning a championship. Everyone thought they were out. Everyone thought LA was out, and so we'll see how this kind of plays out. But if LeBron, if he were to take this team and win, it'd be icing on the cake for him. Yeah. And now he has 5 rings. He's caught Kobe, he's caught Magic, he's won behind Jordan. But in terms of who, I don't know. I think it depends on where you live and who's your favorite player. I just think as fans, as broadcasters, as members of the media, what you guys do, we're all just very fortunate that we've been able to witness both of them do incredible things. And we've witnessed them compete against one another. And as they've gotten older now, they're still competing against one another. And it's must-see TV for sure.
Oh, yeah.
We got 2 more for you before we let you get out of here and go do your real job. Ty Schmidt has a question for you.
Grant, when you look at the playoffs as a whole, obviously playing your best basketball is a big part of going into the playoffs. But when, growing up watching it and when you were playing in the league, it seemed a lot more so that you very rarely saw an 8 seed or a 7 seed beat the higher seed. And now it seems like, and granted, the Lakers are a little bit different because they have 2 of the best players on the planet on their team. But when you look at the Heat, do you think the kind of the way the NBA is that changing a little bit where seeds don't quite matter as much? And an 8 seed, if they are playing their best basketball going in, the chances of an 8 seed or a 7 seed upsetting a top seed and moving deep into the playoffs, has that increased in the last couple of years when the talent disparity is kind of way more spread out over the league?
You make a great point. You certainly didn't see that back in the day. You see more of that. It looks like there's greater parity, less. There's certainly between 1 and 8, 1 and 9, 1 and 10. Less, there's not as drastic, I guess, of a differential. But I also think you have to factor in one of the changes from 25, 30 years ago. This whole load management thing and resting players and being very, very conservative and very careful and guarded over the course of 82 games. You don't really get a chance to see a team like Miami. They missed a lot of time sort of due to injuries, if you will. But and so their record may have been, taking a hit, and they had to get into the play-in game to get into the, to the playoffs and so on and so forth. But, what this team was when healthy, and we really didn't get a large sample size of this entire shoot. They're still not healthy. Tyler Hero's out, which is even more incredible what they're doing. But you almost get the feeling that Miami was just trying to hold on, trying to just get to the postseason, And once they got to the postseason, they felt like, this core has been there before. In 2 of the 3 years prior to this year, this core has been to the conference finals. One more win, they're back to the conference final for the 3rd time in 4 years. So they understand what it takes. They have the institutional knowledge. It's just almost for them, just get to the postseason. Like, let's just figure out, let's stay in content. Let's make sure we're in the seedings and we can get there. And you get a chance to really see. And then Jimmy Butler's a different player in the postseason than what he is in the regular season. So I think that plays a little bit of a role. Guys didn't miss as much basketball way back. And this is not an indictment on today's game. I think it just sort of speaks to, like, you got a better sense of a team and who they were throughout the regular season 25, 30 years ago. Now it's hard to tell because guys have missed so much basketball. You don't really get your full roster until it really matters in the postseason.
Last question, Tone.
Yeah, Grant, was it a bigger honor to be and to work with Tim the Toolman Taylor or Nickelback?
Oh, man. It was kind of a backhanded question. It's a compliment, with the, tied into a question.
Yeah. No. That was not backhanded anyway. We are huge Nickelback fans here, and I think even bigger Tim the Toolman Taylor fans. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I got to know my audience. So Nickelback, just I don't want to lose my street cred. Nickelback, their manager, my wife's management, my wife's a singer, so I kind of got into that, and that was kind of cool. It took Nickelback to get me into a music video. I couldn't believe my wife couldn't get me in one. But,
ridiculous.
One of hers. But I got to go with Tim the Tool, man. That was a big show back in the day. He was in Detroit. He was like kind of in the Detroit area. I played for the Pistons. So that was my first TV sitcom guest appearance. And I got to play myself. So it was cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah, we love that show. We're big.
Part of a classic moment. I mean, that's... I've not had a... Have you, any of you guys had it? Pack, have you had a cameo?
No.
There you go. Grant Hill, thank you very much for hanging out with us. Enjoy tonight. We will be watching. And thanks for coming on.
I appreciate you guys. Big fans of your show.
There you go. I kind of... That was nice that he said that, but I kind of felt weird about being like, all right, because I'm just like...
Yeah, he wasn't talking about...
No, right. I mean, he's kind of like big fans of your show.
No, I think he was talking about Pat's show.
Yeah. Correct.
But
he wasn't talking to any of us. Maybe AJ. But.
Could be
maybe
AJ. Pac's been a great
You're on it. Ian, you're on it like 3 days a week. Come on now.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
Not anymore. Now we got to tell him what the fuck is going on because he's just boozing and doing nothing.
It's true. He was great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, always great. He's awesome on the call, too.
Yeah, no, obviously I'm
I know you know that. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm just piggybacking on what you're saying.
I just enjoy that, like we got a really good breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Like a real, like I will watch tonight and be like, well, he's scoring a lot of points, but like, is he getting his teammates involved? And like, why are they not doubling him? Like, okay, like I get it now. Like, that was really good.
And that thing he said about the playoffs where bench players will win you home games and superstars got to win, your road games. that's genius. I mean, obviously, it's probably something that everybody knows. As someone who hasn't been dialed into the basketball this year, it feels more so even relevant because when you look at, the Bucks got eliminated and Jimmy Butler had 45 points, even though left goal totals to take the under. And then when you look at, some of the other big games that are coming up, especially like the Lakers are 3-1 right now. If LeBron or AD goes for, 35, 40 points on the road against the Warriors to close it out, that would be unbelievable.
Well, and same deal last night, Lonnie Walker.
Yeah.
He scores 15 points or I don't know how many he had in the fourth quarter, but
15.
Back to back.
Yeah, exactly. To a T, and then if he can do that on the road again, I mean, he won't, but if.
How you know?
Because Grant just said it. LeBron and AD got to have a big game,
on the road
at Golden State. And maybe Austin Reeves shows up and becomes a superstar.
Boom.
Well, I hope it happened this week. I mean, there instead of having come back home. I want this shit to go ahead and get over it.
Well, that's because you might have to shave half your head.
Fuck up!
The Lakers are up 2 games.
Can we let's assume that people have not been dialed in every second of this show, which I have.
Of course.
Yeah, sure.
Can someone explain why this very well-coiffed man might have to shave his head?
So this is all on Pac-Man.
Tone is my lawyer.
Tone?
No, I'll let Connor explain first.
So what happened was, after the Lakers won Game 1 in Golden State, we were just hanging out there before the show, just shooting the shit, and Pac-Man said, hey, if they go up 2 games, I'll shave half my head. Completely unwarranted. Not like, I bet you, I bet this.
They go up 2 games and lose.
Yeah, exactly. Go up 2 games and lose the series. And so we just said, okay, whatever. And then came to the show, and he reiterated it. And now a lot of people might not know, but if stuff gets said out there all the time, but you bring it up here, then it's
You will be held accountable.
Yes, it is real.
There's public record.
Nick showed Pac-Man a photo today that, when James Conner was with the Steelers, it was 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, right, Nick? And then you had to shave your head like he had his haircut?
Yeah, it was a great tribute to the man who put on a show opening week and beat the hell out of the Browns.
Bingo. And Nick put that out there on the internet, and once you do that, you got to do it if it happens. And Pac-Man said, sitting in that spot, Pat standing behind that desk, if the Lakers go up 2 games and they lose the series, I will shave half of my head. And so now, 3-1, the Lakers are finally up 2 games, going back to Golden State, and now we're in the territory where Pac-Man might have to shave his head. Half of it, excuse me.
And he called for me to be his lawyer because I originally thought I heard if they go up 2-0.
That's what I thought.
And then
That's what I said.
lose the series.
Because we came back here and everybody told me in the fucking back, hey, Pac, you ain't got to worry about it. The bet is over. Now this asshole is like, yo, you remember what you said? I'm like, bro, I did not say it. He got a clip. I don't know what this AI shit that he's on.
No, I did not talk to AI.
Crazy things now.
I did not talk to AI about
You
this.
did talk to AI.
Pat, on his reel, so I think Talk might have made it, he put out a video, and in the video, which again, what we say over there, and you might have said that over there, but guess what? No one gives a fuck about what you said off the stage.
But
here.
I didn't know if he also, because yes, that clip does take 2 seconds of him saying if they go up 2 games.
Well, we won't
but
have
I didn't
to worry
know
about it because LeBron them not losing.
We would have to look to see if on stage he said 2-0 or just 2 games.
Or just 2 games.
Yeah,
Well, Pac, you also picked
a
picked a great lawyer because Tone once said that if the Lakers won the championship that season, he was going to shave every hair on his body.
Guess how many hairs I shaved on my body? Fucking none.
None.
Yeah, but that's not good.
Huh?
That's not good.
No, it was in the bubble. Bubble didn't count.
Yeah, Tony.
Yeah, no, okay.
Mickey Mouse champion.
Yeah.
I think
Bubble
everyone
don't
knows.
count.
Bubble don't count.
It is unbelievable. Like I watched COVID, I watched any little sporting event I could watch. I
had to.
I treated that Bulls documentary like it was freaking playoff game.
Seriously,
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like,
And it was.
Best
cannot
documentary
wait
ever.
for the next. Like it was.
Yes.
But
wasn't
it's
a Bulls
amazing how many
documentary
people
either.
are like, yeah, that bubble basically didn't happen. Like for LeBron, it's like, yeah, well, I guess you won, but like it was in the bubble, so it's whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, that's just all haters, Ian.
It is-
Right,
yeah,
it counts.
No,
bro.
it-
It definitely
It
counts.
counts, bro.
Haters say that, and then especially when you look at the championship the year after where the Bucks won. In the bubble, there really weren't any injuries. Like every team was damn near fully healthy, and there are no distractions. So it really is just basketball. The reason people say that is because there were dudes like T.J. Warren who were scoring 45 points a game, and everyone was saying, "How the fuck does this happen?" But then the next year, basically every single team was littered with injuries, and then the Bucks went on and won. So everyone's like the real champion was the bubble champs because that was the most locked in any team was or anything like that, and no injuries. But yeah, people just make that excuse because LeBron won.
You could also argue that it was the toughest championship to ever win because these guys had to stay in hotel rooms for 50 days, exiled from their families, couldn't do anything outside of play back. Like it was like they were talking like, oh yeah, we can go play golf and go to the pool like they're fucking 12-year-olds on vacation. It's like after one day, like, all right, this is bullshit. I'm living in a 28,000 square foot mansion, and now I'm in a 400 square foot hotel room.
Exactly. I heard a lot of players were purposely losing so they get out of the bubble, so they go back to their homes. Yeah, because they didn't want to be in the bubble anymore.
I mean, the bubble did not sound fantastic.
No, it didn't.
I guess if you had enough things to entertain you.
Well, that's basically what the NBA said. They're like, stop bitching. There's a game room with ping pong.
Back, Lou Will had to go get them lemon peppers
from Magic City.
Yeah.
I forget someone else.
Dom staying in the bubble?
He said he was, yeah. Either last
so
time
you're not
on.
You're not in or out, right? You were either in the bubble or you weren't.
Yeah.
I know he had a funeral to go to.
Oh.
So he had a funeral to go to. Lou had a funeral to go to, but he happened to stop by Magic City that Monday, which was one of the best nights.
I remember
and
that.
get some good wings.
Yeah, to get wings.
They had the wristband trackers because there was something that happened. I think it was like the third day they were in there or whatever, and like a dude from like the Kings or the Magic or something ordered DoorDash and broke the barrier of where you're just
threw it over the wall. Or
it was like the front gates, and he crossed the barrier that you couldn't go past just to pick up the food. And they got back in, and they're like, "All right, you got to get the fuck out of here. You broke protocol."
So
lemon pepper Lou.
So it's lemon pepper and hot sauce, or what is that?
It looked like
that looks like a
seven.
Looks like those are two different
barbecue
flavors
wings and some hot wings.
Oh, yeah.
The three.
Look for our shrimp over there.
Oh, shrimp.
I don't love the lemon pepper wings.
Well, don't tell Lou Will that.
Lou Will gonna smack you in the mouth.
You must have had Magic City wings.
I've never been to Magic City.
Yeah, I'd take a trip.
I don't know about that. I'm not.
Pack's going to take us later this year. We're all going to go on a field trip.
Yeah.
What are your best shorts? Going to a dance club. I had a buddy that would wear a white t-shirt and red Ohio State mesh shorts to, a place where ladies may dance on them. And I was like, that's a bold move. I haven't seen too many people do
What a move by General.
Yeah, Bob Carpenter's
not Bob. It's not Bob for the record. I did not play football with this guy, but
That's what I mean.
He had a moment.
As an Iowa fan too, I remember him on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And then when AJ,
do you remember the article? Do you remember what the article was about?
I was pretty young, so I don't remember reading it per se. No.
Did you write it?
I didn't write it. No, I used to do some real writing back in the day, but it's been a minute. No, it was all these quotes about how he was basically taking all these BS classes and he was only there to play football. And look at that neck roll.
Yeah, boom. Up to the sky.
I mean, he's like 17 in that picture.
I mean, that is
He looks like the hunchback of Notre
Could run
Dame.
a 4.4 and jump 48 inches and hang clean. Can still hang clean like 5.05 probably for 10.
Is that a sick barbed wire tattoo?
Love
I
his
see?
mesh
Oh, yeah.
shorts.
Of course it is.
Hell yeah.
A lot of kids in
Surprised he only
Ohio
has
got
one.
barbed wires because of him.
Really?
Yeah, you did.
What was the
Almost. Hey, closest I ever got. Andy, a big reason I almost did, man. I almost went multiple times to get a barbed wire. I did not, though.
How much younger were you than him?
Same age.
I'm right, 8 years maybe.
Okay, so when you got, so he was the guy you all kind of like grew up like.
I mean,
that
he was
the
just
guy.
he was such a monster when he was there. And then actually he came back. He got his neck fused. He broke his neck, got it fused.
Yeah.
Tried to come
With
back,
the
couldn't really
collar?
do it. I don't know if he broke his neck when he was with the Patriots, but he was in one of my classes actually
out.
early on
I still
when he came
remember
back to
those
school.
days.
Yeah.
It would have been sweet if this is gonna be awesome. I don't know if a player needs to do this now, but like a few decades ago, maybe in late '90s, if that someone would have got a cowboy collar fused to their spine so that they always were wearing a cowboy collar.
Yes. Good
And
idea.
didn't have to
That'd be
wear
cool.
it under their pads.
And maybe, if they tore their ACL, like get it wrapped in pigskin.
Yeah.
To hold it together.
Yeah.
Strongest leather out there.
Yeah. You ever think about that age? You ever think about fusing a cowboy collar to your spine?
You know what? I do feel like I'm somewhat creative, and I think about things like that, but I've never thought about that. Never even.
Oh my
Yeah, I've never seen anybody do that. That's a great idea. Look at that.
I mean, I might have nightmares about that.
You want to see that guy in the A gap?
Jeez.
Run a fullback dive.
What quarterback took this photo?
Pax, did you play with Owen Schmidt?
Yes, I did.
Owen would be a guy who would get it fused to his spine, the cowboy collar.
Yes.
You ever smash his face off your helmet?
No, I don't get hit.
Okay. Ian, what'd you play in college?
Rowing.
I was a rower.
You were a crew, right?
Yeah. Lightweight crew at Columbia.
There's a river here. People crew. They're all the time. It'd be 40 degrees in the morning. They're out there with their coach and yelling at him. What are they doing?
That's what the soccer team's named after.
What's the coach saying to him? Like, is he giving him a cadence, or what are they doing?
The coxswain give him a cadence. Usually, coach, it's like.
Excuse me?
The coxswain.
Coxswain.
The coxswain is the
coxman. There's a coxman up there?
No. Coxswain.
Coxswain.
Sorry, I'm not sorry.
Like
coxswain.
Is he the coach?
Here, coxswain.
Yes.
Yeah. Or like cocks in the hen house.
Yes.
Got it. Got it. Okay, you can continue now. I'm sorry.
And it's either it's a guy who is very light, or a lot of times it's a girl.
Like a jockey?
And
Just
they
Googled it.
basically-
Went to a
like
bad
jockey.
website.
Just like a jockey.
Weight matters.
No, weight matters, right?
Weight all matters.
And so they kind of
Like jockeys.
they'll kind of give you
Size
the cadence.
matters with coxswain.
Yes.
Always.
And then like it's, there's a lot of things that you have to get used to that are not normal. But if you have a female coxswain, like you spend, 5 hours a day with this person, and like you're on a boat, and sometimes you gotta pee, and then
You guys are farting and stuff in front of her?
Yep.
That's all of the things. I mean, anything you could imagine, they have to become numb to all.
What,
of
you
them.
pee on yourself in there?
Have to.
No.
You jump in the water.
Stand up and pee over the edge.
You either pee over the edge. Most likely, you pee in a bottle,
How far you roll?
and then you pour it out.
Oh.
Like in the water.
Why don't you just
So-
jump in and pee in the water and then get back out?
How do you do that?
Well,
Just
you,
like
you
that.
take a break. You like no. You stop
Yep,
rowing
there
and
you
you're
You
like, hold
take
on.
5, and everyone else
Or
keeps
like,
running.
or
There you go.
before a race, everyone's all hydrated like crazy, and you're all like nervous, and races are like miserable. I mean, fun, but really, truly miserable.
Sounds fun.
And everyone, well, sometimes you win.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Sometimes you lose, and it's terrible.
Did you guys ever win?
We won. I was not very good. My team won the Ivy League.
Oh, wow.
I have an Ivy League championship ring, which I was technically there for, but I was not in the
That's
boat
huge.
that won it.
That's
Okay,
huge
but
in
you
the
got a
Ivy.
ring. You
The
got a
Wink-
ring? Hey, he got a ring.
Attaboy, Brad.
All right.
You beat the Winkle. You beat the Winklevi.
They were heavyweight. We were lightweight.
No one beat the freaking Winklevi, Tony. They won Olympic
Zuckerberg
silver.
did, and then he lost a jiu-jitsu tournament, and then made them restart the tournament, and he won the second time, I believe.
Yeah, I would say I thought he won. He didn't lose.
No, he didn't.
He lost basically through a fit because the guy basically did some sort of illegal technique. He thought he ended up winning the rematch, and then they awarded him the silver and the gold medal.
Wait, is this which one is he?
Shut up.
He's the one
Yeah,
on the
get
right.
both of them.
Yes, he did.
No, he
yes,
actually
he
did.
did.
This is made up.
Can't
This
be real.
sounds
How do you
made
get
up.
both medals?
Right there. Look, read it. Yeah.
Look, he's saying that's bullshit.
London.
He's pissed.
Yeah, and apparently he told the referee.
He said
like,
no arm bars.
he told the referee,
they
like,
literally
I'll
had
leak all your freaking DMs right now, buddy, if you don't throw a rematch. And then they did.
What was that, Ty?
So like,
I don't even remember what it said.
No arm bars.
Oh, yeah. We said no arm bars. No triangle chokes.
And so he won. Now he's
You
got
got my gi weird.
gold and a silver.
but I don't understand. So
Look
like,
at him. He's teabagging this guy. Come on now, Zuck.
Yeah, that wasn't the
how
fight.
do you know? He's got to know that like didn't really win, but like raised his arm as if,
Sure, because he's got a silver and gold medal
Look at that.
hanging above his desk at home.
Above his desk. Apparently, he was walking around his house butt naked, hanging up from his dong.
Yeah.
Is what they were saying.
I knew
He
this
didn't
coming.
give a damn.
I knew where
He
that was
didn't give a
going.
damn about.
I don't know anything about jujitsu, but
No.
this really
Some hefty meat to carry that around.
First off, here, there's a couple rules.
know.
Okay, respect your opponent.
Yep.
What? What?
Always respect your gi.
What?
which is what your outfit.
Respect your belt.
What?
And no illegal arm bars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the 3 core principles. of
That was
jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
four.
Oh, 4. Excuse me.
Four.
Well, the no illegal arm bars is kind of an unwritten rule. Everyone abides by
We
it.
already told him that.
Big respect sport. Also, if you're doing jiu-jitsu and you're a quarterback in the NFL and it's personal trainer of someone in Brazil and you get divorced, she's probably going to end up with that trainer.
Yes.
I think that was.
What are you
fake
talking
news.
about?
Wasn't that fake? Oh, so AJ, when
talking about thumb.
Yes, there were rumors on the interweb that his former wife.
There was pictures. They were we don't know if they're together or not.
There
but
were
we know
definitely pictures. Apparently, that was fake news.
Fake news. Fake news. We don't need to talk about
fake news.
Yeah.
Let's move on. I heard from.
Yeah.
He's not a Brit. Are you a Brit? Are you a Brit?
You turned
No, I
Coach
was not
Snake.
the coxswain. I was a rower. If you go down to my basement, which you guys are never coming over.
Damn it.
You, Pac-Man, you're
down there.
The hell's that about?
Do you have
guys
to,
are not coming over.
All right. So do you have to wear sweet shades, or you stink if you're the guy's not wearing sweet shades?
I
in the
would
back?
go. I would go hat backwards.
No sweet shades.
Of course.
Sometimes shades, but always hat backwards. Because you gotta.
Yeah, snapback.
What's the coxman saying to you? Is he saying 1, 2?
Bro!
Like, what are you doing?
Bro,
They give you a cadence?
They'll basically you row as hard as you can, but not 100%.
Oh.
But they'll tell you take a power 10, which is 10 strokes as hard as you can to push you past this other team. Or they'll say all right, let's make a move on this team, because a lot of times crew is so hard. It's it's like any racing. It's if you pass someone,
They're
and
gonna come get you.
sometimes they just are kind of that's it. So you can walk past them, and then they're you can see them be done.
Give up.
And so the cox will kind of let you know here's what's going on around the race. Here's who you need to catch.
You guys have earpieces in, or does the coxman yell?
Microphone or speakers in the boat.
Okay.
Ooh.
Speakers in the boat.
But the coxman's wearing a
mic. Yeah.
Wearing
Wearing a headset.
Advancing
on a
mic,
headset.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a sick boathouse?
Oh yeah.
One of the best.
It was very cool. All this stuff that because I was, it all feels a little weird.
You wear a singlet?
Yeah.
Why?
Would you guys
Oh,
party in the boathouse?
Yeah.
What's that?
Y'all drink brews in there?
Yeah, you guys
cold
get
beers in the boathouse?
fucking slammed in the boathouse.
So, since you mention it, it was a lot of peer pressure. Again, this was a very high quality, high performing team, except for my part of it.
Okay.
Sure.
And there was a lot of pressure to go dry during the season. Which
okay.
that means don't
For the
drink
crew
during
team?
the season. Yes.
Yeah, to get that title.
Probably because you ain't had nowhere to piss.
Yeah, exactly.
Pissing doing duties.
So because it's a lot of weight. The boat has a weight average, right? Drinking is, I guess, not good for you. I don't know. So I would go dry during every crew season.
What a dork.
Yeah.
Except I would not exactly always go dry.
Yeah,
I would drink sodas at the bar, but it would be vodka and Diet Coke.
Oh, you dog.
Fucking Coke. You sandbagging son of a bitch. I knew I liked you.
But and then, so I would always feel bad about it. But when I'd go to bars, that's always what I would drink. And then I graduated college, and people would be like, "Oh, if you're having nice drinks, what would you get?" And I'd be like, vodka and Diet Coke, and they'd think I'm some weirdo.
Exactly. Don't even let those
You
people
are, because
walk
you are
in,
a
brother.
weirdo if you get vodka and Diet Coke.
Right,
Nope.
except in the context, that was the best possible option.
And it's delicious. You're leaving that out as well. Don't you guys have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to train though?
Yeah, we had practice 6 to 9. We'd be on the bus at 6, and then 4 to 7.
Y'all jog
Oh, that's
across
not
the
that
water.
Would you guys just go on the East River?
We'd go in the Harlem River. Yeah.
Hudson.
You ever fall in? You guys ever fall in early on maybe when you weren't so good?
Did you ever run over a body?
I have definitely I have not come. There's always these old wives' tales, which is that's not nice, right? What's a different way of saying old wives' tales?
I don't know.
But you just can't.
All right, go ahead.
So nice knowing you.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
My
See
wife is
ya.
going to be annoyed about that, I'm sure.
You can talk to Bob Huggins. He'll be all right.
She won't. Oh boy.
Oh God.
Whoa.
My wife just texted me
Easy.
a picture of our basement. Hold on. I'm gonna send this to you. So
Yeah.
It flooded?
Nice to get the man cave vibe down.
Do you have one of those fake You remember the Winklevi had that rower they were trained on? That
Yeah, the water tank.
It was sweet.
Yep.
That's usually in the boathouse, AJ.
No, we had those. Those are sort of antiquated. But when you're trying to teach someone, Zito, I sent that to you by the way. You're trying to teach someone how to row technique wise. You put them in the humongous tank, and you just watch them.
Do you guys ever row in those pools that have their own water that you can swim?
There we go.
against the current?
That's me
Michael
on the
Phelps
right.
thing. Oh.
Hat backwards, sunglasses.
In the front seat?
In the front seat.
Steroids,
Yeah.
you.
It looks like Ben
Where are you?
That is not you in the
That
front.
is absolutely me.
That is
No, it
fucking
is
AI.
not.
No way that's you.
And then
Who
see
the
the
fuck
coxswain on the right, See?
No
Yes.
way.
You're
And then
not
that's-
in this picture.
That is
That's
literally.
you?
Dude, there's
With the
no
watch
way
on?
that is you.
Yeah.
That's not
No,
you.
it's not.
That's a lie.
That's Ben Roethlisberger.
That's Buff Bagwell.
Is that a Detroit Lions hat?
That's an absolute lie.
Columbia Lions.
Columbia
Jeez.
Lions.
You
Wait a
uncultured
second.
swine.
Is that really you?
Why
that
is
Matt
that the,
Damon
why
on
is
the
that
left,
the
too?
only photoshopped face in the entire picture too?
Why are you guys wearing singlets like you're wrestling?
No, that's because you don't want, you don't want
And
drag.
you don't be
or whatever.
encumbered.
But why are
Ian, how
you
much
wearing
do weigh
t-shirts
there?
under your singlets?
Because this is the most humiliating and amazing thing about crew. When you, let's say you lose, you take your shirt off and you give it to the corresponding, seat in your opponent.
That's just not you.
What?
There's no way that is you, right?
That's not you anyway.
Did you
That is
cut
way
your
more
head off
Ben.
and get a head transplant after
Look
you
at that.
graduated from Columbia?
That's
Look at
not
that.
you, dude.
Ian, how much did you weigh in
Hold on,
college? in
put
this
on a
picture? What'd you
backwards
weigh?
hat.
Ben
mean, that's-
Roethlisberger.
I'm
dude.
not as
It
tan,
is.
but
That's
Did you weigh
7.
205?
oh no. That's it. I just look because I'm so jacked.
AJ, it looks
yeah,
like
that's what
he's your youngest
that's what I'm saying.
brother almost.
You pull up a picture of Ben Roethlisberger from 2005, please.
I don't feel like that's not a compliment. I mean, that's
looking like
really
7's
mad.
not a compliment.
Looking like a
jacked,
2-time
man.
Super Bowl champion is not a compliment.
That's fair.
I mean, your lats spread there. You could take you spread your arms out. Your lats are so big, you'll fly away, man.
I was trying to explain this to my sons. They're like, how were you like really strong? I was strong here. That's really it.
I mean, it looks like you're shoulder shrugging 800 pounds. I don't think it was just there. We were just talking about Twitter profile pictures. That should be your fucking Twitter profile
Yes.
picture. What the hell are we doing?
Yes.
I mean, that's anyway, and it was
That isn't you.
That's not
There's
you.
no way.
It's just not.
We can't just let that go. That's not you.
And just remember, again, I was not good. So like there were people like who were on the Olympics and like who were actually good, and I was not good.
Nick just said Nick found the
Boom. Exactly.
Yes.
Same
There
person.
it is. There he is.
Can we get a higher definition of that photo?
Who is that?
That's
Hold on.
you.
That's 7.
Remember,
That's
that's when
you.
you bought a
That's
motorcycle.
Roethlisberger?
No, that's you.
That's you.
That's
Both
you.
of them are.
That's me.
That's both Big Ben.
I refuse to believe. I mean, I will say though, that guy rowing that boat does look like someone who's drinking vodka Diet Coke.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
That's it. You photoshopped Ben from the motorcycle.
Look at my
onto that.
sideburns, by the way. Can you see how long
I mean,
those
you're
sideburns are?
dwarfing the rest of your team.
Yeah.
Like, your team, you're so much bigger than all
You're
of
the
them.
biggest son of a bitch
Nah,
on this
it's the
boat.
angle.
Your head looks so
No, it's
big
not.
for your body there.
Yeah.
Well, I was,
Were you
gotta be
taking
real skinny.
HGH rap sheet?
Look at that watch you got on, too.
Yeah.
All the crew members have to have one.
No, I that is probably a nice watch, I would have to say. Anyway.
There's
that
no
was my-
way.
You should know.
That's my former life.
You look like an all-American wrestler. You don't even look like
Yeah.
you're rowing
Yep.
crew.
Yeah.
There's no.
That's the picture.
I should wear
refuse
those
to believe
sunglasses
that.
too.
I refuse.
By the way, I haven't worn sunglasses, I think, since in my life.
Do you still have those like in a gold case somewhere in your house?
I probably
Wait,
do.
did you not realize that someone snuck into your basement and replaced your head with Ben Roethlisberger's head from the motorcycle photo?
It's like the college admissions scandal. Were you on the team?
I was on the team.
On the team.
Just come clean, dude. That's not you.
Is that you?
It is definitely me.
Looks like Rap Sheet wasn't just on the team. It looks like he was bullying the team,
Yeah,
too.
scholarship, right? No scholarship.
Kidding me?
What's that?
Scholarship?
No. No, it's
No drug
in-
testing back then.
There's no.
Hey, man.
Ben literally has
I
the
mean,
same
from the looks
sideburns.
of it.
No, I mean that's all natural right there.
What'd you weigh there? 260?
No, it was.
That's how they put you at the
I was
bottom
like
of the
one.
boat.
I was like 155.
Well, it looks like your head
everyone's-
weighs 155
Head
right
was
there.
head was very
Yeah.
large. Yes.
Is that the prime position, Ian? Do you want to be number one up there? Is that like? I'm sure there's different positions.
Yeah, I mean it's really prime like that. That's a stroke, but that was a lower kind of like a lower level boat. With all due respect to those guys who were behind me.
Did you have to wear sunglasses? Because if you didn't, you would just. I couldn't even get it out. I couldn't even get it out. Never mind.
I can't even. By the way, appreciate my wife sending that.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Thank you.
I mean, yeah.
It's also why I bit my tongue on what I was going to say because I remember she was watching. I just figured, you had to wear shades because if you didn't, then the coxswain would tell you stop staring at my boobs. But
Right, but my wife knows that that's not something I would do.
Okay.
So
Never.
Connor, that was fucked up.
I know. I'm sorry. It was sitting right there. He's the only guy with sunglasses on.
When's the last time you were on a boat?
Yeah.
On the road?
Like Will Smith in that movie, he rode every morning by himself in that sweet boat.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
King Richard?
I have not.
No, the one where they're hunting him down.
Which one?
King Richard was really good, though. I watched it. That was
Yeah, you won an Oscar.
Until the Oscars.
Oh.
Now he's banned.
That's right. I have not been in a boat since I was like 22, basically.
Jeez.
Left it behind.
Really?
Golf course now.
I mean, I cannot get over that. That's you. Have you lived the curious case of Benjamin Button? You look like you're 48 in this photo.
Somebody out there, please Photoshop a Big Ben 7 jersey out.
Please.
Will you please go back to the Big Ben photo?
Thankfully, because Pat is not hosting, no one's watching or listening, and I hope that is not.
The same exact sideburn, too.
Same person right there.
You got to be
I
kidding.
should have had the goat, though. Look at that goat.
Same exact sunglasses.
Ben had some sweet facial hair back in the
That's
day.
the same facial expression,
Yeah.
too.
You would have had to go. You had to shave every 12 hours.
Same.
Did you
that old?
Jeez.
The coincidences are just too much. Sideburns, sunglasses are the same, hats the exact same.
There's a touch of Michael Scott in there. I don't know if it's Date Mike or Prison Mike or all three combined.
You know, he does
Date
have
Mike.
Date Mike in him. Yeah, if that was a backwards.
Ian, you have a chin. You don't have a chin in this photo.
Yeah.
And why does your mouth look like it is the mouth?
so
look at
shut.
Because I'm about to die. Is
No, it looks like
probably-
the
Poor
mouth
kid
from
behind you,
Human
you're gonna smash
Centipede.
that guy.
I'm just
Really you?
It is really me.
I don't know.
Bullshit.
I cannot. There's no way. There's just no way.
No, are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. It's great.
Did you know your wife back then?
No. I met her when I was in Mississippi, and I'm sure she did not have a very good idea of what went on in the crew world. Although,
Oh, shit.
if she's listening, which I think she is,
Shenanigans
'cause
to
she-
boat house.
Obviously is
not.
if she sent the photo.
she must be listening somehow. She's probably heard more about crew than in this 20 minutes than she has ever had in her entire life, which for better or worse, you know.
I mean, lucky lady, she married Big Ben.
Yeah, exactly.
Unbelievable.
Couple
Ian,
Super
you got to
Bowls.
get back in the boat.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need
Yeah,
that
you do.
Ian back.
I don't know if I could do that. It's so
Get
hard.
one of those rowers. Those rowers you can get for your basement, like a Peloton rower. They have those.
Yeah.
If you still look like that, Schefter would retire. He wouldn't be able to look you in the
I
eye.
hate to say this. And I'm a fair competitor, right? I try to give respect to the people, and I compete with especially.
Rule number one.
He's kind of jacked.
Ooh.
Schefter is kind of jacked.
I got a call from
He
an agent.
wrestles, doesn't he?
What's that?
Doesn't he wrestle? Or he has a wrestling background?
Yeah, in the Indies.
No, I mean like amateur wrestling, not WWE, like amateur. I thought he was an amateur wrestler in high school.
Like singlet?
yeah, like a
singlet.
wrestler.
I was also an amateur wrestler in high school, by the way.
Oh.
No
we
big
have a
deal.
picture of
Yeah,
that.
we knew.
Do we got a picture?
It was tough, though, right? Because you were still 5'5", but you were wrestling heavyweight because your head weighed 195 pounds.
Well, there was a segment of Schefter with the.
Oh my god. No, so I was talking to an agent who knows Schefter and I both, and he was talking about. He's like, just so you know, like, Adam has a 6-pack. Do you have a 6-pack?
Fire that agent.
I mean, for real.
Is he your agent?
He's not. No. Football agent.
Oh, okay.
This person will remain nameless, but he just wanted to point out to me that Schefter was
How long ago was that?
He's jacked.
about a year. No, 6 months ago.
He had
okay.
a tank on during a segment this year, I thought.
He also he popped the top, I think, when they were in like Green Bay. He didn't have a 6-pack.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
probably
There you go.
go back to that guy and say,
Let's
oh,
go.
really? Have you seen my head in this rowing picture?
Yeah. Take a look. Because I can throw it around too. Unbelievable.
Make that your profile photo.
Yeah.
If you don't, I'm going to.
Did you think it looked like you, Ian? Does anyone think it looks like you?
I think it looks exactly like him. I mean, that is a handsome guy. He's jacked.
Looks how cool, calm, and collected you are versus everyone else's face in the
mean,
boat.
I was ready to
That kid
die.
behind you is dying.
It really is.
Those kids are dying.
I can't
that
tell
kid
you
just
how
puked
bad it is.
over the side.
I mean, if
Did that
that's
win the
you.
race?
There's no way.
That was
I would guess anybody but you.
Yeah, is
that
the kid-
was sprints my sophomore year, so no, we did not.
Wait, is that your row
No,
jersey
junior-
right there on the
junior.
wall next to the picture?
Yes. You
Does that
only
stand
get to
for
keep
Columbia or
Columbia.
captain? Do you wear the C?
C for Columbia. I was
Do they
not-
get the jerseys back if they beat you? Do you give them back at the end of the day?
I did not row in our last race, so
What?
I
Why?
kept.
You blow your shoulder
quit?
out because of too much steroids?
No,
Throwing the football too much.
no, because I was not good enough. And I think there was only certain. I can't remember the certain. I think there was only. We only sent so many boats, and I was not in one of the final. So I ended up keeping my shirt.
Did you beat the shit out of whoever got it over you?
Probably could have.
It looks like you would have.
I probably could.
You were a high school wrestler, so yeah, probably could have.
Yeah,
probably could have. And now my son, who's almost 10, also wrestles. So I get to go watch him, and it's
sweet.
Get to relive some memories.
Do you guys practice again?
That's not the same person.
It's just impossible.
Definitely the same person.
It's physically impossible that you were the human in that right photo and the left photo.
I'm a lot more laid back in the current photo than I was in the former photo.
Well, you're in battle.
Yeah.
True. You're not.
Unless now we have to ask: have you had work done?
No, I've not had work done.
Okay,
no, people
well then-
think that I dye my hair because it's so amazing.
That's good hair.
No, we're talking about to your face, I think.
Yeah.
No, I've not had work done. I'm old.
Next time you come on the show, if you don't have that fucking backwards Lions hat and those sunglasses on, you're getting run.
Yep.
All right.
Find them.
Sunglasses I might have. The hat I'm not sure.
Well, order one.
It was actually not even joking. The hat was somewhat controversial.
What?
Because it was a official baseball hat, and I was not on the baseball team. But my buddies gave it to me, and the coach was not.
Stolen valor.
So I just wore it to every race.
Stolen valor. You think anyone's going to say anything to Big Ben Rap Sheet if he shows up in that hat? No way.
Nobody. The Coxman can't even say anything to Rap when he looks like that.
Hell
Could you sling a football back in the day?
Yeah.
I
Were
played.
you a linebacker on the team?
No, not
You
that
line?
team. Not that
Fullback.
team. I should have been. If it was small. Now, if they had
For
150 football, maybe I could.
What'd you weigh, though? Honestly, what'd you weigh there, Rap? You look like you're probably jock.
155. I was just ripped.
Really?
Stop.
I would never have
lying.
guessed that.
Yeah. Picture.
When you were first getting started as like an insider, did you ever like go to like an event or something and like Heath Miller like was looking at you and was like, "Hey Ben, oh shit, no, that's Rap Sheet. What's going on?"
Tomlin probably does it.
Yeah.
And when I'll have to go to Pittsburgh now and be like,
Exactly.
Can I take some snaps? Like,
Yeah, make that the background on your phone so you can just show people quick. Hey, that looks like Big Ben.
Just
I might
just
have
row right up that river and just dock your little boat right by the river and go up to practice.
Allegheny.
All right. I think if anyone is still tuned in,
Nope.
nobody. Don't go anywhere. We have not more crew talk, but a lot more football talk and other stuff. After the break, we're taking 5.
Take 5.
We'll be back.
Today has become a massive day in our program's history because just yesterday at about 5:15 p.m. I was sent a text that said, "Hey, I think it's time." And I said, "What do you mean you think it's time?" "I think it's time to let the world hear where we're at." And I said, "Aaron, you let me know if you want me to let the world know about you coming on tomorrow." And he said, "Yeah, let's do it." I put a tweet out saying, "Hey, listen, you are cordially invited to Aaron Rodgers Wednesday, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just 56 minutes, 34 seconds away from right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers. What's up, dude?
Good afternoon. Good morning here. Good afternoon there.
There's a lot going on in your world, bro. I don't even know if you know this or if you've been so locked in.
This isn't a decision day. This isn't me deciding and announcing to the world that this is what's going on. In fact, that's already happened. You know, we're actually days past this. This is kind of clearing things up, I think, for everybody interested. And I'm going to get into this now, if you don't mind, Pat. I'm going to go for a little bit here.
Hey, go ahead. There's 430,000 people currently, so a lot more people watching than normal, and they are all interested because you're a fucking dog as a football player. So go ahead and do your thing, pal.
The timeline, which I think is important, that's why I'm going to go through it, is that in 2020, they drafted Jordan to replacement. There wasn't replacement right away, but as is the case with the Packers and kind of the way they do things, they like to get rid of players like a year early instead of a year late in their minds. There's probably some people who believe that I was a descending player and that it was time to make a change. Everything that I was told in the week that I was in Green Bay was, take as long as you want. We want you to retire a Packer. If you want to come back and play, I'll obviously the door is wide open. When I came out of the darkness, something changed. I'm not exactly sure what that was, but something changed. I got back to my phone after 5 days off of it. I realized that there'd been a little bit of a shift. I heard from multiple people that I trust around the league, players mostly, that there was some shopping going on. They were interested in actually moving me. And at this point, I got to admit, I went in the darkness, 90% retiring, 10% playing. My mind was, I'm tired of this. I hadn't got back into my workouts yet, and I thought that was what was best for me. So I went in the darkness to contemplate a lot of different things, but one day I spent entirely on the reality I was retired, and one day I spent entirely on the reality that I was coming back and playing. When I came out, it was clear to me at that point that although the Packers were going to say the right thing publicly, that they were ready to move on. I don't know what changed that or what moved that. If they just said, hey, we need to make a decision here because he hasn't made a decision yet. Again, there's no victims here. I'm not sitting here as a victim. I love Green Bay. I love the fan base. They're incredible. I live for playing for them. A lot of love for the organization. I just think I wish that in the beginning of the offseason, that had been the conversation. This is a credible profession, but it's a tough business.
You've said that for a long time.
Some of these issues were things I was talking about 2 years ago. It was how do we treat older players on the way out? And it's ironic that now I'm that player, but I think that's the beauty in life is the sense of humor that the universe has. No malice, no bitterness towards Packers. So I've shifted my focus to entertaining what the plane would look like. The Packers granted obviously permission for the Jets to come out and visit. We had a nice visit. At this point, as I sit here, I think since Friday, I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Okay.
I haven't been holding anything up at this point. It's been compensation that the Packers are trying to get for me, kind of digging their heels in. So I would just, I think it is interesting at this point to step back and look at the whole picture. My side, love and appreciation, gratitude for everything that Green Bay has done for me. So much love and gratitude and just heart open for the Packer fans. And what it's meant to be their quarterback. And also the reality of the situation. Like, it is what it is. Packers would like to move on. They've let me know that in so many words. Because I still have that fire and I want to play and I would like to play in New York. It's just a matter of getting that done at this point.
Okay, people in New York are doing this right now. People in New York are pumped right now. You sent a list of demands. Need you to sign Lazard. You need to sign Randall Cobb. I want Jordy Nelson out of the fucking ranch. Did that all happen?
It's so ridiculous.
Hey, that's happening, though. Like, you need to know.
Ask Schefter what I texted him when he somehow got my number and texted me. I didn't respond to Diana Rossini, I think her name is. I would say the same thing that I told Schefter. Lose my number. Nice try.
Schefter tweeted the photo. He said, Aaron did not lie. There it is. That's confirming. Lose my number. Good try, though.
I'll speak for myself. I'm sure there'll be people that have their sources. From what I've seen, it's like I had a sheet of paper when I met with the Jets and I said, sign these people. And that's not the reality. It's so stupid to think that I would do it, number one. Now, did they ask me about certain guys that I played with over years? Of course. Did I talk glowingly about teammates that I love? Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Sue me, don't actually.
Like, my only demand is for transparency. And if you say some bullshit, sometimes it's not even worth it. But like I said, when something gets out there and then assumed to be true, then it can take on a life of its own. It can go from, there was a conversation about 20 different players to, he wants these guys to be signed, otherwise he doesn't want to come. It's like, come on, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it's all in the delivery of the information.
And I'm just really, really thankful. I got to be the starting quarterback of the Packers for 15 years. I got to be in an organization for 18 years. 18 years, that's a teenager. That's becoming an adult. And that's what I did there. And it was because of the people I met there and the places I went and the times that I had. I love you, Green Bay. Thank you. And I'm as sad as some of you are, but we'll meet again.
Massive show yesterday. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
And that says that the peak concurrence for 496, 285, but I've seen a lot of photos from people that are 498.
Wow.
Nonetheless, felt like afterwards, looking back on it, everybody was hanging out with us yesterday. Obviously not because of us. We know that. But Aaron, what a dog, dude. It's nice to see that there's still Ken Dorsey's out there, though.
Yeah.
We're talking full fucking fit. Whenever this game ended without them being able to spike it and take a long field goal or whatever the fuck they were going to do. Ken Dorsey here closest. He's a married man, got a medal. Oh, you fucking it, we did it! Damn it! We talked about this all week. We talked about it all week. Get the fuck down!
Son of a bitch.
Break this fucking thing.
Yeah. I love how the other coach, too, is looking over like, oh, shit. I didn't know Ken had, maybe he didn't know Ken had this in him.
And the bearded guy should feel good about how he looks right now.
Yeah.
Bearded guy's ponytail, fucking great.
Great.
Top notch.
Beard, unbelievable.
Gumpy.
Looks to be a bit of a thick, stout gentleman. But Ken Dorsey losing his fucking bananas.
Hat.
Taking this, get this. Why is this in front of me right now? Get out of my way, dude. Why are you still on the desk, bro? Fuck you.
Fucking thing.
Hey, fuck. Oh, he's going to get fined for that.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get fined for that. Tom
lot.
Brady, 1 week ago, broke a Microsoft Surface. Now there's a rule. Hey, no players or coaches are allowed to break anything. Did he break? He's getting fined for that.
100%.
Oh, no.
I thought that's why he was trying to cover the camera at the end.
Oh, so he was saying, hey, fuck. No, I don't think he was trying to cover it. I think he was saying, find me, mother.
Yeah.
Like, I
Fuck
think,
you, too.
Boom.
Hey, somebody else came and covered the camera, though. Whatever other coach put his hand over that camera.
No, I think that was Dorsey. I think it was.
No,
yes.
watch his hand come in.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit,
It's a right hand.
Oh, my God. I didn't even notice that, AJ.
Yeah, you think he's going to cover the camera in the middle of that rant?
No, I think
he's going to kill somebody.
I thought that was the shit he
Yeah,
threw.
he was
something at it.
No, I watched it a few times. That's a hand.
Wow.
Hey, that's good teamwork.
AJ.
Yeah, that's good teamwork up there. Now, I do believe he's going to get fined for the Microsoft Surface bash after the Tom Brady one became a rule. And maybe that's what the coworker said. Oh, come on, Ken. There's a camera.
They can see you.
There's a camera. Jesus, you're going to go viral.
Sorry, Ken.
They're riding in that elevator down to the locker room after the game. And Ken's standing there with his fucking papers all disheveled and Microsoft Surface cracked screen, and his notebook's been ripped in half because he has superhero strength at that moment. It's like he's ripping a fucking phone book, and they hit the basement button to go down there. At some point, there was an awkward silence. The bearded guy is looking to his left. The bald guy's like, oh. And then whoever covered that up was like, you're going to go viral.
Hey,
What?
let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Welcome back to the Thunderdome. Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show. I am your host, Ian Rappaport.
The Insider!
How do I look?
I mean, not like the guy in the picture.
You look
that's
much
for
less
sure.
like that guy.
Yeah, you need a fitted hat for one, but you don't look like that man who we just
I
saw.
look exactly like him. It's literally
A different human.
It's crazy.
I can't believe I messed up my hair to wear this stupid hat. And you got, I mean, look.
Either way, you look sweet, Ian, but he just doesn't look like you.
Yeah, you still look awesome, but that's not the same.
A little bit. We almost.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Now
My
that's
mom
you?
just sent that in, by the way. That's me, too.
We zoom in
Hold
on that.
on.
Holy shit, that
Yup.
looks like
That's not you.
WWE superstar
Yup.
Scott Steiner. Big
Now that-
Papa Pump.
Now that if that's you,
Scott Steiner was one of my favorites, by the way.
if
I was
that's
much
you
more
now,
of a
I'm
Scott
starting to
Steiner
see
guy
it.
than a Rick Steiner.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm not seeing it.
I can't really.
That's me. I mean, that's, yep. Yeah.
Hey, now
Yeah.
Were you in Roadhouse?
What?
Hair's a little too close, I got to be honest.
What's that ref looking at?
Yeah, what is he doing? Nick?
You know
What
what he's
is
looking
happening
at?
there?
Jesus Christ, this guy forgot to wear a girdle. His dog's hanging out the bottom of his shorts.
Someone find that ref.
What?
I got to
the
show my
hell?
son. I got to show my son that picture.
That is you.
Yeah.
See, I can't even see it there.
Me either.
That's
That does
amazing.
look like the guy rowing, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the same guy, actually, all the way through.
There's no way.
And then
I was pretty serious. Look how serious I was.
That's you.
That's
That's
you.
me.
That's you.
That's
oh,
definitely-
now we're starting to get into you.
You know, this is not what the people want to see.
I mean, that photo of you in the suit, you kind of look like a like Stetson Bennett's older brother almost.
You do.
Terrible tie knot. That's my high school graduation, by the way.
That's you. That's you in high school.
Yeah.
You look like you're 30.
Yeah, you've aged backwards, right?
Yes.
You have, which is good.
It
Yeah,
is
it's a
good.
great
No,
thing.
it's
That's a
I
great
mean,
thing.
Yeah. Anyway, so that last segment was the dumbest segment I've ever participated in.
What did you forget about the jam yesterday?
Yeah.
You know what?
Good point.
I did
That's
forget
not-
about that. It was
You
the
haven't seen anything
second
yet.
dumbest. You missed this. We learned, Pac-Man, we learned a lot about
Shakira.
Shakira.
Shakira and Jam.
Yes.
Great Jam controversy of 2023.
Do you like? I know Pac eats jam every morning.
He does. He puts jam on his Hardee's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's a big Jam guy.
Oh, my God. All right.
We have football talk.
We do have
Yep,
football. to
Yep,
do.
you're right.
There's a lot of actually,
Yeah.
I mean, I know our good friend Pat, who can't be with us today. dealing with us. He's not dead or anything. He's just
No, it's not a bad. It's not. You said it in a bad.
I mean, he could be with us, but he's just not with us.
He has a young baby.
Well,
he's got a young baby.
Taking care for a brand new baby. Ian, I wanted to ask you a quick question about the Thursday night. I read something. Am I wrong here, or am I just behind? Didn't they say that the schedule's supposed to come out Thursday, but it's possible it doesn't? Is there some kind of weird delay we're talking about?
There was this is from Peter King. So there was a discussion of like maybe it's not kind of ready for Thursday, but it is going to be ready. It is definitely coming out. Today's what, Tuesday, right?
Today's
It's definitely coming out in 2 days. And, you know, it's interesting because it used to be, it was a big secret, like a huge secret. And I would try to find out about it, and nobody would tell me. And it was always very annoying. Even though I can't, like, I would never break it because, you know, we have a big show and I wouldn't want to preempt it. But now the NFL will kind of like sprinkle out announcements throughout the day, which we'll see what they do Thursday. I think like
last year, everything got leaked before the shows even went live. On like we had all of the complete schedules at like I don't know if it was noon, but it was before NFL Network or ESPN did either one of their schedule shows.
How did you get that?
It was all on the internet.
It was all on the internet.
Well,
Doesn't AI do it? Doesn't AI put the schedule? Like, do the schedule?
The schedule makers are on Good Morning Football every single year. This time of year, okay.
They put them into an equation in a computer, and it spits out a bunch of
No. This is hand work that they do.
I was scrolling down mine today, and it seemed like Mama Kelsey has the schedule already.
Yeah, I believe she did put out the whole schedule.
Yeah,
damn, she got the news before I got.
Sorry.
So
I love Donna Kelsey. Oh, God. Are we going to Donna Kelsey's?
Yes.
Yeah, you got scoop, pal.
She got the game.
What is that?
Breaking news.
Facebook?
Yeah.
God.
She already know when the games are.
Yeah, plus all the social medias now release them. Like each
Donna
team makes their own cool thing. So I am also kind of guessing that Donna probably is going to be involved in the Chiefs releasing their.
She really only.
You think?
She really only leaked the. Oh, she could be for sure.
For sure, that would make a lot of sense.
How does she like? But just so you guys know, I actually have no idea if the Chiefs and Eagles are playing Week 2 in Arrowhead. Although if that was the case, you'd think that would be a big game, probably on some sort of major television network.
Probably Sunday night, Monday night, one of those things.
What?
Possibly. I can't believe she buried it in the comments.
True.
Yeah, but
she was. I don't think she was. I think she was probably not trying to be a newsbreaker. She probably just trying to.
I think she was trying to help Chiefs fans out with their travel plans to Germany.
To Germany?
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Kind of being just a great month.
Because you know how moms think. Moms worry about travel plans and stuff like that. She was trying to get everyone some notice so that they could properly plan ahead.
Yeah, and moms, they do what's best, and not to backtrack here, but Pat was wondering if your mom might have paid or you paid that referee to help you win that wrestling match. Is that true?
That's offensive. I didn't win a lot of matches. I won 50% of my matches senior year.
Pretty good.
Okay.
That's not bad.
I had some moments.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He also thinks that you were on Aju, which makes a lot of sense, actually.
If that rowing photo is actually you were on the juice.
Look at AJ's face in this
I was just naturally jacked.
And the one, look at your amazed face.
Yeah. I mean, that is really.
Yeah, like you are. Look at your legs. Like you got big, stocky legs. Too.
Yeah.
What was going on with your knee right there?
Squatting.
Usually you wear either 1 or 2 knee pads just to, when you take a shot so you don't like ruin
You're shooting, when you're shooting for a single leg.
Shooting for a single leg, yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean take
Double?
a shot? You're shooting, right?
How'd you usually beat people? You tech fall a lot of guys?
No. For me, it was like usually it was either pin or be pinned. Again, a lot of times.
Kill or be killed.
Yeah.
That's kind of the Rafi motto.
I was not very good, but by senior year I was okay.
Okay.
And you knew once you got through wrestling at that level, I could do crew easily.
Yeah. And now that I did crew, and I work a lot in my job.
Allegedly.
But nothing is like crew. Literally nothing. Like, it's intense and crazy. And I feel like get through that, you're like, all right, I could do kind of whatever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, nothing's like.
Definitely one of the hardest sports.
Yeah.
When you're doing crew also and you're 45 years old, it's a lot harder than it would be.
Riding motorcycles and winning Super Bowls.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
Ian, can I ask you about a report?
Yes.
Now, I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
Please, God, yes.
I don't know how this man did this report because I saw that he was sick for the first time in 5 to 6 years and had a cough and stuff like that. And
yeah,
it was tough. But Pro Football Talks Mike Florio was reporting, I believe, reporting that Patrick Mahomes will be the highest paid player in the NFL by week 1? Are you hearing things?
I saw that report.
Okay.
I read the headline of the report.
Sure. You saw it.
So he does headlines and then there's an article with it.
Which makes it a lot of work, but yeah.
So restructure or extension, what are they going to do?
All right, so here's kind of like the quarterback landscape, right? We've had a couple big deals. Obviously, Jalen Hurts. We had Lamar Jackson.
Yep. Danny Dimes got paid this
Danny
offseason.
Dimes kind of started it off.
Yep.
This sort of like next stratosphere with
So
all.
we need Burrow, Herbert.
So we got Burrow and Herbert, right? And both those guys have not yet been paid,
Okay.
and both those guys will get paid. Yeah. But it seems that most people think Burrow's probably going to make a little bit more because he's more accomplished, and
of course he is.
Right.
Yes.
Heyo.
Here we go.
You must have seen the crew picture, huh?
The crew picture, definitely on juice. You look like Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
The wrestling photo, my big takeaway is you're definitely on something, but your hand was being raised, Rap. That means you won. So unless this is a staged photo op for the yearbook, which it could be.
Possible.
I'm not 100% sure. You're a little bit of a dog. We need to respect you a little bit.
Again, there's a lot of photos, and the photos that are with me standing there with my head down with the other guy's hand getting raised.
Doesn't matter. We have not seen any of those. AJ, have you ever seen one of those?
Never will.
Never will. Don't even want to see them. Somebody who beat you is probably looking for it right now and being like, this piece of shit. They're trying to
imagine.
We don't want to see it.
Nope.
We don't care.
Got it.
In my head, all I know is Ian Rappaport arm raised while definitely being on steroids. You were on steroids, Rap?
Without a doubt.
I was not on steroids. Nor
what happened?
I was just naturally jacked.
Properly jocked?
Properly jocked.
Yeah. Were you jacking up a bunch of weight? You must have been lifting heavy back then.
No, it was almost no lifting. It was, so wrestling practice is like grueling, so you just do all the wrestling stuff.
Okay, so we poke fun, a little bit of fun all the time about, how big that microphone looks right now.
Yep.
Right.
Tiny.
They had to turn down the gain because the distance from mouth to microphone vastly different than when I'm in there, and I'm not a giant. Okay, so I'm not let's not get into that whole thing. But at your size, with how jocked you were, she's even talking about it.
Yeah.
You could have been mixed martial artist, right? Because that's a big thing. Being kind of shorter,
still could.
Yeah,
you're 135,
featherweight.
Oh no,
it's hard
I'm
for
past
me.
My prime.
Well, of course, you're on steroids when you're in your prime, but the whole, I think you've missed opportunity here. Your size, how short you are, weight restrict, because we'll watch one of these UFC events and a guy will be weighed in. This guy's 137 pounds. That was 8th grade for me. That is, or maybe 6th grade for me. That is very, Mackenzie knows. It's very, it's tough for me to take serious when I hear that. But I know that those guys would break all my limbs if they had the opportunity to. You were kind of set up for that. Standing at 5'2", 135 pounds, properly jocked. You could have that, you know what I mean? I'm happy you got into insiding. But I think maybe missed opportunity there. You would have had your hand raised maybe in an octagon. Just know that we need to have a little bit more respect for you is what I'm saying. That was a long way to say we need to have a little bit more respect. You could have been a human cockfighter with your build and with your entire thing. That's all I have to say about that. And
I appreciate it, but now I kind of feel like I didn't accomplish maybe what I could have accomplished. I was actually feeling really good about myself. And then you mentioned what I could have been. You guys
put the photo back up of his hand. Well, that's Ben Roethlisberger looking.
Yeah.
Who's the guy behind you?
Hey, here we go.
Boom.
So your street cred is going up. It's going up.
Oh my God.
Bingo, Pack. 3 back. The guy seems, that's like Mackenzie's shit face there.
Looks like Matt Damon a little bit.
They're all 10 times skinnier than you, Rap.
What's that?
They're all 10 times skinnier than you.
Because I am short.
Especially.
Yeah, I mean, you should have seen what Rap was doing in the showers. He was cracking towels like there was no tomorrow, and no one could say anything about it.
Yeah.
Cranking stick and cracking towels in there.
right.
Easy in the Thunderdome.
Yep.
Jeez Louise, bud. Don't be spreading your seed all over our plate.
Whoa.
Okay. So sorry I interrupted. I missed you guys there for 20 minutes as those photos came up. I got onto Twitter, and I just started seeing this fucking beefcake. Boom, boom.
Yep.
What? Who is this? Turns out that's you, Rap. Congrats to you. Hey,
Way to
Rap,
go,
proud of you.
You did it, Rap.
Appreciate it.
Did you
So I'm
moonlight?
Pelissero. So all the small things. Is that what you guys were singing?
Yeah.
Trying to.
Okay, so Sam's grandma was here meeting the baby for the first 4 generations of Sam's family were here.
That's awesome.
And the show was up on the screen here. I can't turn it around. Show was up on the screen. Little bit of sound.
Mm-hmm.
Grandma hold baby for first time. Okay, holding baby first time. And then all of a sudden, I hear you guys say it ain't so. I would all go. It was like one of the most absurd moments of my life. I actually got a camera out and just started like taking photos. Like, would like to remember this. Would like to remember this. Everything that's going on. Great show today, boys. You guys, Grant Hill was on the fucking show. Good booking.
Yep.
He was Money
great.
Talk now. Yeah, he's great.
Money Talk.
He's an owner. He an owner of the team, Hawks.
He was,
He's an executive, right?
I think he was part. They sold it to someone, but I think he was part of the ownership group. Yeah,
Cashed out. Must be nice.
I don't know if he cashed out. He was with Coonan, I think. I think he was with Coonan.
Yeah, he might have been. Yeah.
Anyways, we're talking money. Let's talk money. Patrick Mahomes getting re-up. Patrick Mahomes' team is going to pay him more money. So this is what happens when you do a 10-year deal, Rap, right? This is exactly what they're going to do with Burrow. This is the same exact situation. This seems like the blueprint for the Burrow thing. Like Jalen Hurts, blueprint for Lamar to go get a little bit more money and do his thing. The Patrick Mahomes deal, blueprint for Joe Burrow, just long kick money out there. 5 years from now, if somebody else makes more money, sweet, we'll redo this, do another 10 years. Is that what's going to happen, Rap?
I'd be surprised if anyone did a quarterback deal that long, mainly because you don't need to. Like, you can only stretch out a signing bonus 5 years anyway. So, a 5-year deal is going, my guess is that would be the maximum that Burrow would do. But so
why'd Pat do a 10-year deal then?
To try to make sure that the team could sort of stay together and to, basically he did a deal during COVID, like when no one had any money. So the way it's structured was the way they could do it at the time. Because like it seems crazy to think back, but like nobody was making money. Like that free agency, like right when COVID was happening, was like dead. Nobody made any money. And
you guys lied about how much money Patrick Mahomes got paid.
Correct.
Remember that, guys?
No. Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, 500 million.
500.
500 million.
10 for 500.
And then it was like 10, 478.
430.
Yeah.
430, yeah.
But then in reality,
With
it was
62 guaranteed.
10, 430.
No.
Yeah, you lied, Rap. You lied.
Sound like me.
People died.
That's right. Yep.
All I remember was it broke and I was at the pool, in my parents' pool, and I didn't have an Apple Watch, and I was very annoyed.
During COVID, you were at a pool outside? Wow.
Whoa.
Oh, so people did that because of you.
Safest part.
At old people, you were around old people too.
You trying to say my parents are old?
Yes.
No, I'm just saying anyone above 50, weren't they in danger?
Well,
More danger?
we definitely kept our distance because obviously.
So their steroid abusing son
Yep.
Yeah.
in the middle of COVID goes over and just starts spitting all over the house,
That's right.
hoping that they die so you can get the family pool.
Yep.
Jeez,
Wow.
Peeing in the pool.
Jeez. Louise.
Ian.
Come on.
That was big news, though. I remember when that 10-year, 500 million, $500 million, this guy got paid. Holy hell. And the entire take was like, well, the Chiefs got a deal. And I'm like, a guy's getting paid $500 million to play football. It seems like a pretty fucking good deal, too.
Well,
I don't, you tell me. But now they're going to redo it. What's it going to be? It's going to be bigger than everybody.
What's it look like, Ian?
All right, so basically the way this is going to kind of play out, I think, is Herbert needs a deal and Burrow needs a deal. And so if you're Mahomes and you've accomplished what you've accomplished, and I mean, it seems like he's the best young quarterback out there, certainly the most accomplished young quarterback out there. So it would make more sense to me if he let those deals happen and then came over the top, right? Like Jalen Hurts is the highest paid. We'll see if Burrow eclipses him, probably will.
Lamar's the highest paid now.
That's right. I'm sorry. Lamar's the highest paid now.
This guy's deal. AJ, does this guy even pay attention to the shit he breaks?
Nope.
I did actually break. That was a great moment.
He doesn't.
Right before the draft was a great moment.
Way to go, Rap. Hey, had a baby, Rap. Let's remember these things. But way to go, Rap.
Yeah, a lot of people remember these things.
Well, lost the schedule breaking yesterday, so we do remember.
I mean, yeah. Donna Kelsey is scooping me today, so.
Right.
No, but so anyway, so I would imagine Mahomes waits till the dust's cleared, waits till all these guys are done, and then talks to the Chiefs about a new deal, and would probably be the highest paid then.
I don't want to get too far off track here.
See the fish.
You think Donna Kelsey, when she posted that on Facebook, was like, you know what, Zuck? Since you won that fucking jiu-jitsu tourney,
Well.
I'm doing it on your platform.
Did he win
Do you think that?
Did he win that tourney, Pat?
Yeah.
Did he?
It's in.
Yeah, this is just like
Yeah,
fucking
his hand
Rap
up.
winning that wrestling match. Sometimes you just gotta let people know, take a fall.
Little
Take
bit
a
of controversy though.
What?
He actually got beat and then bitched about it to the ref. They did a rematch immediately. He won and then was awarded both the silver and the gold medals.
Yep.
There's no way he got both.
It's a video
There's no-
right
Look in
here.
the tweet right here.
And
I see it, but is it a typo? Like, how do you give a guy both medals?
well, we know for
He had a
fact-
meltdown in public.
Yeah, we know
not
for
real.
a fact he raised the other guy's hand first.
Well, actually, I just saw a report today
What
too
happened,
that
Ty?
Meta is dead. Everyone's giving up on Meta, so he might be prone to have more meltdowns now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you imagine doing that in public? You're Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, not good.
Like everybody's like, this guy shouldn't be in this tournament to begin with. Just obviously used his stature and his platform and his money to get in here. I've worked my entire life to do this. And then after you lose, you go, no! I sound like Mackenzie. Wah! You know what I mean? Wah!
Yeah.
No, I did win. I did. It's like, bro, the gut sack on Zuck, you know, and he wore those flip-flops in the battle against the Winklevi. So I
Yep.
guess a ref at a jiu-jitsu tournament isn't something for him to be scared about. But I did not know that. That's breaking news to me, Ty.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah, not good.
Messed
not good.
up.
And
Is he the first guy ever to get first and second place in a tournament?
I would guess. I mean, there's a good chance that he threatened to kill this jiu-jitsu ref if he didn't. You know,
That ref is dead already.
Good.
It already crossed. You can raise my hand after this rematch, but I'm hacking your whole life.
Yep.
No, but that is a great point though. Like if you're Mark Zuckerberg and you know what his life is like one of the most recognizable, famous, certainly richest people.
Sure.
Someone is going to get out of camera, and if you're doing this, like he knows the internet, like basically created the internet, kind of like it's going to be out there, but you want to win that bad anyway that you still throw a fit.
Mm-hmm.
I like that Zuck still got the fastball. You know, a lot of people thought he quit whenever he was standing on that little hoverboard thing on the lake in Michigan,
Covered
with
in
the American
sunscreen.
flag flying behind him and 4 bottles of sunscreen on his face.
Yep.
Everybody's like, this guy quit. You know, this guy doesn't have it anymore. Still got his fastball. Still a bitch to the ref. Classic teenage parent. It's good. It's good.
He's a winner.
I like that button. Huh? He poked that ref, didn't he?
Mhm.
Oh wait, Bill's telling me now. This could be. I don't know.
Well, if it's a jiu-jitsu tournament, Bill would know the ins and outs.
He got one medal for gi and one medal for when they weren't wearing gis.
Gi's what you wear. Oh, okay.
He does both. There's no gi and gi. He did both.
Apparently.
It's like in jeans and like a sweater.
No,
Like tight,
come on.
like tights.
Oh, like I was wearing.
What did I just tell you
Similar.
earlier? What was one of the 3 things? Respect the gi. Okay.
Yeah.
He's doing skin to skin.
Yep.
Skin to skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Pat, skin to skin, very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mackenzie, I'll tell you what. She might be the next big American singer.
Okay.
Here we go.
2:33 a.m. She's
God.
showcasing these pipes.
Nice.
And they're strong. They are strong.
She's just
I'm
hungry, right?
Then you feed her, and then she'll take like a 2-second break, 3-second break, and then we're right back into the. Wah! There ain't nothing like looking at something and just being like, "What the fuck? What?
What can I do?
You know?
What can we do? How do we help?
What did I
Yeah.
do? What we?
Yeah.
How do we? Pretty helpless feeling." And I actually thought a rap at maybe like the 5th round of yells this morning. I'm like, just need to start sending this baby away to Fiji for like 4 months.
Oh,
Have somebody train it like a dog?
not
In
a
all
bad idea.
seriousness, so we have a friend of ours just got 2 really cute bulldogs, really cute little puppies, and sent them away for a couple weeks to get trained.
Yeah. they're
Came
dogs.
back perfectly trained. So
I've done that. Yeah, I've done that. to a dog.
Absolutely.
Come back perfectly trained, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it doesn't
motherfucker
happen
still
much.
didn't know its name. And I actually had to, I was told by the trainer that this is the dumbest dog that he has ever encountered. The dog, this trainer is trained Westminster dogs. You know what I mean? Westminster dogs have been trained by said trainer. Very attentive. I sit. You know, like a lot of that.
Caesar.
The dog never learned its name. So
Jeez.
dog now lives with one of Sam's friends. Really cute. It's really cool, but can't have that thing pooping and pissing indoor all the time, going outside and sleeping. You know, it's supposed to be the complete opposite.
Yep.
What did I pay you for? You know, so that's a thing. So Patrick Mahomes getting paid before season kicks off. That's good news. Donna Kelsey's beating Ian Rappaport in news breaking.
On
That's
Facebook.
great news.
Yep.
See, Zuckerberg gets the last laugh. There you go.
Yep. Jets power went out while they were watching the show of Aaron on here and you talking to him.
Yep.
Yeah, did you see that, by the way, Pat?
Yeah, that was all. I mean, anytime an Aaron article with us gets popped up, my mentions get very toxic. You know what I mean? Very, very toxic.
Seriously?
Oh, the Jets didn't get to see Pat gargling on Aaron live.
Jeez Louise.
A lot of that type of stuff.
They were all watching.
498,000 concurrents that day.
Pretty high.
That's big. That's so many humans. That's so many humans watching a YouTube show. Speaking of, there's some rumblings about this particular program on the internet right now. In there,
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I didn't see any of that. Yes, I did.
Crap, there's a lot of rumbling. I mean, did we all expect that to start rumbling? I mean, I guess after I said yesterday, I kind of asked for it, I guess. Now I kind of understand the world. Something season's wrapping up and everybody's going to be snooping around. You know what I mean?
Throwing their guesses on the wall.
Yep.
And that rat's
Looking
gonna
for
find
cheese.
its cheese.
So there's speculatory reports happening, and then the immediate follow-up from the speculatory reports is, this fucking guy sold out, gonna ruin his show. What's he doing? It's like, yo, we don't even, what do we even, why is everybody so mad at me right now? What did I do? And then I looked at my baby girl, and she pooped. I cleaned her diaper, and it was good.
Yep.
So life is good, man.
Oh.
The rumblings, though, let's remember just that. Just rumblings.
Mm-hmm.
And Connor, Ty, Tone, Toxic AJ,
What?
Boys in the Back.
What?
Can we please remind the people that we are too dumb to change?
Exactly.
Bingo.
Bang.
And can we also remind them what happened last year? That we go through this damn near every year. Okay, people?
These guys are going to sell out.
Yes.
We're too dumb to change.
What
and
would that mean?
Huh?
Selling out means what?
We would have to say, like,
You're going to start
freaky.
wearing like ties or whatever?
Yeah, the whole show
Yes.
is going to change.
Essentially.
Yep.
Whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
Someone's going to
Just
write
know-
a script for them.
Another one.
Can people
Different
please
scripts.
have faith that I am too dumb to change, though? Like, that is, you know what I mean? But I understand that. You know what I mean? And it's a part of the conversation now. It's like, hey, this isn't going to work. Because I'll be excited to see how people react, though, to the actual news as opposed to potential rumblings
Oh, yeah.
of news.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Ian, maybe you'll find out before everybody else. You know
he's
what I
been snooping around. This
I have
mother-
not been
Yeah.
snooping
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
has.
Yeah.
Looking
No,
in
I
every
haven't.
corner for cheese.
Yeah, guy won't
No,
shut
I
up.
specifically did not ask, even though I wanted to.
He went through the trash.
Again.
What's this? Really, Ian? You're snooping through our trash? What you find?
I still can't get over yesterday when all these
What?
idiots told me they didn't know, and then you literally come on and go, up to something, season's over, and they're all like, yep, we all know. And I'm like,
Team.
oh, okay,
Team,
great.
Ian.
Thanks.
We're on it together, Ian.
Does AJ know?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Of course. AJ's
We're a
known
team,
about-
Ian. What do you mean? You think we can't just sit here and broadcast it? There's certain things that the team knows. That's what
Like,
we do.
such as what?
Hey,
Such as whatever's going on.
Ian,
Yes.
what you see, say, and hear here stays here. Okay?
What?
So that's a big team mantra. And,
Thankfully, I haven't heard anything, so cool.
Well, there's a reason because you don't know that mantra.
Because you're a
Remember,
rat
you called-
fuck.
Bingo. Thank you, Nick.
This is
Thank
like
you,
we were
Nick.
talking about, Pat, we were talking about the schedule before, and like everyone in the world hits me up about the schedule, and they literally don't tell me because of this reason.
Yeah, I heard Ty say this. We did know before you, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't we?
I
It's like the
kinda don't
draft.
From who?
Isn't
Yeah,
like,
It was all on the
isn't-
internet.
Isn't the release
Ari?
special at like 7 or 8 o'clock? And yeah, we all knew it like
It's a
way
schedule.
before that.
Way
not
before.
remember that.
Teams
4.
weren't,
I
even
think it was like 4 o'clock.
weren't teams putting it out before the?
A little bit. There'll be like I think
Yeah.
there was one on like one of the morning shows last year, like a big matchup was announced on a morning show, something like that.
All the big matchups are. Now it's not just one.
Yeah.
It's legitimately every like staple week game is already
Hey,
available.
Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Pac. Hey, miss you, buddy. Can't wait to see you next week. You look fantastic.
Bud.
Great question for Grant Hill. The what did you look at for the schedule? I looked at okay, am I going to Denver? When am I going to Denver for thin air?
Yep.
When are we going to Denver? And when am I going somewhere cold for if it's just going to be a miserable day punting balls? Other than that, we're moving on because players already know who we're playing, already know the setup. It's more of a fans, travel, media, and we ain't got shit to talk about this time of year at all anyway. So the schedule release fills some time for the people that have daily shows. Pac, did you look at any of that? Like, oh, I got this guy early in the season. I got this guy late in the season. As a corner, what did you think about whenever you saw the schedule release, or did you not care?
I cared. I care about when was bye week. That was my main thing. When is bye week.
Yeah.
And when we play Thursdays, the Thursday night games. That was my whole thing because
that's another bye week.
Yeah, it's a shorter week, you know.
And what, you playing your trip? Like,
yeah.
You go? Oh,
yeah. Hell yeah.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, rap.
Yeah.
Just like you playing your little. Yeah.
But like, yeah, Monday night games, of course you're gonna put a double star by that one. The Thursday night games, you're gonna put maybe a star by that one. And then whatever the bye week fall. You don't want I didn't like my bye week to be all the way at the end. Like I want mine pretty much around week 8 or 9 when guys are going through the little healing pain.
Not Sunday Night Football? No double star for those?
Sunday Night Football, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
yeah, but week 7, they're gonna flex those more, huh?
Yeah.
Sounds like it. That's what was part of the.
We'll find
you
out.
saw yesterday about how the games are free agents.
So we're going. So in 2 weeks, I think 2 weeks from today, we'll be in Minnesota. Pelissero is going to take me out to a nice dinner, by the way. Hopefully,
nice.
Everybody should have kicked him off the show whenever he was saying what he was saying about the Mighty Ducks.
Yep.
Oh, believe me, Ty lit into him.
Oh, Ty,
I saw it. He's a
That was-
scumbag, that guy. Especially with what he asked Roger Goodell. You remember, Ty? That
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
guy's on thin ice. No Mighty Ducks reference implied.
Yeah, I mean, we thought he was a piece of shit after he said all the stuff to Roger Goodell, and then he kind of just came on here today and confirmed it. So that's not great, but, you know, we should have known.
Yeah, good run, Arrow.
Arrow going.
Yeah.
Dahn.
Sad. But we're gonna find out if there's gonna be like adjustments to the Thursday, if they can flex games out of Thursday. Like these are all the things that are gonna be.
You can play twice now on Thursday, right?
That is set. You can that's starting this year. You can play twice on Thursday, and you don't have to have not every team has to play primetime, which is another thing. So not everybody gets a Thursday game.
The Thursday games don't include Thanksgiving, correct? Because
So what did Bezos do? Bezos just said, "Hey, I gave you a lot of money. I got a lot more too. I don't know if you've seen the Audemars. We ain't doing this Thursday night shit show again." Okay. So Rodgers,
and he's got the Black Friday.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. I think that was a good move by Amazon, honestly. But the Thursday night teams can go on there twice, and not everybody has to be on it because that was the old rule. Like, hey, even the shitty teams get to be on primetime on Thursday night. Now it's like, nah, we're not doing that anymore. Why? Because there's a bald man who sells everything on his app that has more money than everybody, and he's in a deal with the NFL, and he said, we ain't doing 9-3 every week ever again.
No.
I want the stars on Thursday night, and then boom, they change rules just like that. Then the NFLPA, AJ, you think would have to agree to that, right?
I thought it's like a whole process. There's so much red tape you got to get through to do anything like that. The fact that how do they write up these deals to where they can just kind of shift and do things like this?
Money, big business.
Yeah, it's all money.
Yeah, you're right.
We know that.
Goodell is
Bezos is jacked. Bezos looks good, like Ian in high school.
Yeah, probably.
He does look jacked.
He's yoked.
Wait,
what?
Pac. So you talking about the things you looked forward to. I'm surprised you didn't say like receivers you wanted to.
Oh shit! I wake up every game. The receivers, they gonna get me regardless of who I'm fucking playing. It could be Joe Blow from the fucking thrift store. I'm gonna play his ass just as hard as I'm gonna play against AB or anybody else. So the names really didn't. I didn't care about
The foreign national.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Foreign national. Yeah. That's
Joe Blow from the thrift store.
Smell
I've
me.
never heard that before.
Great
I like
line.
that. I like that. Oh, it's funny.
AB just keeping himself in the news. It's amazing.
Hey, Rap, why don't you get back on the juice and go play for that foreign nationals arena team?
You should.
Not a bad idea.
Center.
Think how far you'd hit the golf ball, Rap.
Oh my God, I might do it. I mean, I'm not
220 at least.
I'm not going to do it. But if I was,
Yeah, 165 at least.
Yep.
No doubt.
what am I?
You're talking about weight or yardage, AJ?
Will the NFL fine you if you jump on the juice?
Do you get tested? But does the NFL test you?
They do not test me, but I will not be on the juice because that's illegal. And I would.
No, it's
never-
not. Hey,
It is, isn't it?
no. Nowadays, you're allowed
Yes.
to do whatever you want. Pretty much. I'm thinking about getting on it, to be honest with you, because I guess
In the
they got, like,
NFL?
oh.
No, NFL it's bad, but I mean, Pat, you could get on it.
Ian, do you get
That's what
drug
I'm
tested by NFL Network for real, like for street drugs and everything, and coke and
For cocaine,
ecstasy
for
and
sure.
all
The
that?
amount he's drinking.
When you
Those steroids ain't gonna hurt you.
I mean, most corporations have drug tests, right? Or are they like they can't?
I haven't. I think when I signed, I don't remember.
I shouldn't ask that. We can just move on. Who
No,
knows?
I don't mean, I don't
Something-
for the wrong.
Let's not bring attention to.
McAfee.
Let's not bring attention to his coke usage. Hey, how are you
Yeah.
letting drink so well?
I do
People are
a
at-
kilo, blow him up.
My body
That's
is my
how.
temple.
Evens them out.
Where'd you go to school again, Pat?
Off the back.
Columbia.
You know.
You know what they say about Colombia?
What did I say? About
All those rich kids back in the day, like nowadays, I feel like rich kids are pills and everything like that.
Mhm.
Obviously, that's conversations we've had for a long time. You guys just loved the coke, right? Back in the day,
I
The
didn't
rich
do
guys?
anything. I don't know what other people did.
That's not true.
I
You did
not.
Did they
steroids,
test
right?
you?
Put
Could
that-
you take steroids for rowing? Yeah, there's no way they tested in crew, did they?
No, but
Looking at you.
I wouldn't even. I mean, I
They started
Till you
because
came
of him.
I
around.
could see why you might think that.
Did you
Which-
point your sideburns?
I'm yo.
No. Sideburns straight down.
Okay.
Straight down.
If you did, I'm okay. It will look sweet.
I need to get those sideburns back. Is what needs to happen.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Get that head back.
Yeah. The whole body.
Which, to Pac's point, steroids I never hurt nobody. Why don't you get on it? Maybe a little bit more energy too this fall.
So, in all seriousness, since we were talking about, you guys were saying, or AJ was saying, I should get a rowing machine. I talked about that because we are trying to get an additional, some sort of a machine, exercise thing in addition to the Peloton, which I love and crushed this morning.
Okay. Yeah.
And I say to my wife,
You're at.
I say to my wife, like, we should get maybe a rowing machine, and she responded, well, maybe you should get a weight set.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Just telling you to pack
shit.
on some muscle, huh?
And yeah,
boy.
and I was like, and she was like, well, like you work out a lot, but you can't always tell.
Jeez.
Oh,
And I was
my
like,
God.
oh.
Rap, you got to put on 50 pounds of muscle. Wear big
Yeah.
baggy sweatshirts.
I
And all of
agree.
a sudden, just reveal yourself one day. But here you go. This is
steroids.
for you.
Let's do it.
All natural.
Let's
Don't
go.
need it.
Rap.
Leah's telling you, oh,
This is
that's
gonna
not
quicken
working.
the process.
No,
That'd have been
Pat,
back.
can't advocate for it.
Just take
Yes.
HGH.
Go work
Yeah,
out with your good
They're
friend.
giving it to
Blazer.
you at the gas station over here.
Get it over with.
The gas station.
Oh, yeah.
Buy those boner
See, I
pills
don't
at the gas station.
Instead of doing the insiders, you should do the insiders and work out with Glazer and film that.
Yeah. Get in the octagon with him.
Throw
Dude,
hands.
That would that
Join
would
the
be-
Fight Club.
Yep.
Let's go. Come on, eh?
We know somebody.
Join
We can
AQ's
get you.
Fight Club.
You
Yeah.
you guys have a fight club?
And we know somebody who's in a fight club.
AQ did. He
DJ
put out
Glazer.
some sweet videos from it
No,
the
he
other
did
day.
not.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
AQ Shipley,
Is he Jack?
Jay Glazer,
Yeah.
Ryan Bader,
What do you mean, no?
4 other UFCers.
What?
They're in some rich guy's basement in Arizona, punching each other in the face.
Boom.
Boom.
Here
Ooh,
it
look at
is.
AQ.
Oh yeah.
Hey, wait till you see how tired he is at the end of this thing, though. You have to
Well, this is
talk
good.
about it.
Bader posted
I
it
would
too. huh?
never want to be punched in the face right now.
Ryan Bader is an absolute
Oh, it's
monster
fun.
too.
He was double champ, wasn't he?
I
yeah,
know
I
exactly.
think
He won he's
Lightweight
just-
and
yeah.
heavy, or light heavyweight and heavyweight in Bellator.
He's not
yeah.
scared to bang.
He's a wrestler, though, right?
Mhm.
There it
Yeah,
is. There's
Arizona.
Here,
State.
look at AQ. Watch these punches at the end. Watch these punches. Wait.
Oh yeah, no, he's done. He's done. He's done.
He's
So tired, dude.
Poor
He
AQ.
did. And me and AQ may or may not have, at one point in our lives, found ourselves back to back at a at a adult establishment.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
What does it mean?
Back to back. Let's see here. Like,
Do I want to know?
what was
the
that
answer?
movie?
It's like a movie.
Storm? Huh?
Friday Night Lights. I know Varsity Blues.
No, there's a movie where, 2 Navy SEALs are basically perched atop a.
Lone Survivor.
Oh, that's good.
No,
The Rock.
Rock was
The Rock went on the pivot today. I bet you that's a great conversation. Are you talking about that Rock?
I'm talking Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
The Rock. Back
Stan
in the day.
Goodspeed.
That movie.
classic.
Shooter
Great movie.
Welcome.
with Mark Wahlberg.
Good one.
Oh, that's a good movie as well.
Intense.
Black Adam.
That's a great movie. Shazam's brother, Black Adam.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think The Rock's involved in this. By the way, I think
The
you brought
Rundown?
The Rock.
Is it the rundown? I
movie
think
The
there was a
Rock.
back-to-back fighting scene in the rundown.
Oh, it could be Walking Tall.
With The Rock and Sean William Scott.
That's a good movie. How about how good Stifler is in that movie?
Oh, so good.
Top tier.
He still
No,
does
so
movies?
Kind of like Terminalist, where Chris Pratt and Tim Riggins are raiding that village.
Back to back.
Okay, so somebody raided like a United States embassy, and then 2 SEALs were basically back to back, standing on top of it. Just
13
kinda,
hours.
13 hours?
There it is.
Benghazi story.
Jim Halpert.
There it is. Yeah. So like
Right.
that is what I mean. Like we are outnumbered, outmanned, outgunned, and we have certainly pissed off the wrong people in the place that we're in right now. Okay. And we both acknowledge that situation, and we both have to go back to back. And AQ's a dog, bro. AQ is an absolute dog, and we got out of that situation. I can normally talk myself either into those situations and out of those situations.
There you go.
But AQ is not a human that I would want to be standing on the other side of to fight. Him going in that fight club every single week, I think he's sharpening the iron in there. Yeah, this is not a guy. This is not a guy you want to fight.
No way.
Hey, he's going to fuck around and end up in one of these fights, and he's not supposed to be doing that at all. But he's going to end up fighting somebody, I think, professionally, and we all need to understand that right now. We need to
show up and like cheer, or you're gonna be like, "Oh, AQ, don't do that," or like,
I'm probably introing a motherfucker. What are we talking about? I'm probably
have to.
You should call out Jake Paul or Logan Paul. You should call one of them out.
That's like obviously those two guys at the top of the pinnacle of the celebrity boxing or whatever. But I've seen a lot of these other content creator boxing things. AQ walks in there and knocks out all of them, I think. And
Might kill somebody though.
Well, is anyone as big as him? I mean, he's got a big
Butterbean.
advantage on most of them.
You get Butterbean to do it. Him versus Butterbean would be a battle.
that's offensive.
He's got a mean right.
Butterbean's kind of like a,
What?
What?
A knockout artist?
What are you saying?
Yes,
a fucking
knockout.
tough man legend. What are you talking? Oh,
legend.
sorry,
Yes.
Rap.
You were going to say
Sorry,
big
you
fat
were gonna
say
stooge.
fat
Yeah.
fellas.
You were going to
He
say
was a
big fat
legend,
stooge.
and AQ is also a legend.
You're
I
gonna say
love
a sloppy
Butterbean.
fatso.
I love Butterbean. I'm not sure he can walk right.
Is Butterbean still alive? Are we sure that he's still alive?
Yeah,
There's a
he
website
fucking
you can check.
He gave his ability to walk to the game, Nick,
Mm-hmm.
over like 30 years of fighting random drunks in small towns.
Oh yeah, he's an
Okay?
absolute legend. I'm just saying we might have to find someone with fresher legs for Q.
Anyways, AQ does have a fight camp you should go to, and we all need to understand that AQ is not going to be doing all that for no reason. Like at some point, he's going to want to actually fight people that aren't champions at fighting, and I'm excited for that day. Rap, you should be the guy that fights him. Get back on the juice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right there in the Thunderdome.
I should
Don't
not
do
be
it,
that
Rap.
guy.
They used to call you Butterbean in the boathouse, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There he is.
The thought of
You don't want to see that.
I mean, that is a handsome man. God, look at that.
He's also still alive.
Why are you being facetious? Why are you shitting?
Yeah,
on the
come
guy?
on now.
He's handsome.
Oh yeah.
You think because he's a big man, he can't be handsome?
No, you're the one who just
Whoa.
called him a sloppy fatso 2 seconds ago.
Oh,
I think
Rap's
that-
starting to get the show. Rap's
That's a handsome man. He had his moment, man. Butterbean was he had his
Knock
time.
out Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, damn
That
it, killed
happened?
him.
Did he?
Does have
In
his
that
time.
thrift store, yeah.
Yeah, hit his head on something, didn't he?
Yep. Yeah.
Bro, what's Knoxville's deal?
What do you mean?
What is Knoxville's deal?
Didn't they just?
He's got a death wish.
He had to give himself a catheter for 3 straight years
He's a
every morning.
WWE superstar.
Adrenaline dummy.
Dude,
Why
whenever
did he
he
give
was
himself
in,
a catheter? Do I want to know the answer to
he
this?
broke his dick.
A bull. Didn't a bull take his horn right through his whole situation?
Whoa, my
Think
body
so.
just got chills thinking about that.
Ooh, watch out.
Jesus.
Careful.
Count
Hey, don't worry. Johnny Knoxville's got a big catheter.
Yeah, he's all right. He's doing fine.
There we go.
Yep.
Oh,
my God. What is
he
he
hit his
wearing
head
on
on the
his
corner, I
feet?
think, too.
He's got some pink
Chuck.
Converses. Yeah, pink Chucks.
The low tops. Oh man.
Great for boxing.
He gets a couple good shots in on Butterbean, though.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Flavor
Is
Flav.
there any other NFL news that before we go back into full-time parenting here?
Pat, real quick,
Obviously.
good news about Butterbean. He did balloon up to 500 pounds, but he slimmed down with the help of WWE superstar Diamond Dallas Page, and he's ready to step back into the ring.
Wow.
He's doing DDP yoga.
Wow.
Wow.
Hey, that seems like I started so late night. So I'm a night person, Sam's a morning person. So pretty good. Now, Sam's been waking up earlier than normal, and I've been staying up a bit later than normal. So a little bit different than just being a night person and morning person. But, you know, I'm on baby duty late night. You should see what I've been doing. 1:30, 2 a.m. when this baby's stretching.
Oh, nice.
Push-ups.
Yep.
What?
Let's
Ooh.
Sit-ups.
What?
And then last night I ate 14 double stuffed Oreos immediately afterwards to reward.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Smart.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. But if I would have had a baby during my NFL career, I think probably much healthier because I'm working out 1:30, 2 a.m. Stretching, AJ, full on this morning. Roll back onto my back, you know.
Wow.
Then roll out leg stretch, like full.
Feel good?
calisthenics
Yoga.
type shit. Yeah, DDP yoga. I need to start doing
Some
it.
guys struggle though as their kids get older and they eat all their kids' leftovers from all like their mac and cheese and chicken tenders, and then people gain a bunch of weight. I know. I've heard parents complain about that.
That's how the dad bod thing happened, because dads will throw away their kids' stuff and just eat all the chicken fingers. I speak from experience.
I've been chugging her formula.
Yep.
Nice.
Smart. Strong bones.
Good protein. Good protein.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I need to lose some weight though. I need to diet. Maybe I get on some of that au jus that Rap was on.
Good. That's
maybe.
the move.
Right.
The big.
Said he only weighed
juice.
165 back then.
Yeah. Okay.
I weigh
What do you weigh now, Rap?
Same.
138?
Just it's proportioned differently.
What, AJ?
Oh, yeah.
You say 138?
I was trying to be exact. What if I guessed it to 138.7? Is that what you are, Rap? No?
No. I'm like,
Could you gain weight if you wanted? Could you get up to 185 if you wanted to? If you just wanted to get big, like you just ate a bunch,
Just
and did
fat?
nothing. Yeah.
I couldn't do it. It would no.
Yeah.
I mean, I could. It would be awesome. I'd eat as much as I could, but no.
You like eating or no?
I love eating so much.
Me too. It's a problem. You don't. So because you were a wrestler, in high school wrestlers were miserable. Those fucking guys.
Oh, yeah.
Just jogging on the streets all day, every day, just in garbage bags, all through class. If I never have to, I guess, because I'm not in high school anymore.
True.
There was a fucking guy next to me that had an eating issue. I think he was eating a lot and he wasn't supposed to. He had a weight thing, like he was a wrestler. He had to spit for an entire period most of the time, day of meet, and it's like I can't do those sounds. So like it was almost, and you don't want to fight the wrestlers. You don't want to smack a wrestler. I mean, that's bad news. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd be rolled up into a banana twist or whatever the fuck it's called. And I just, I can't do it. So you still have that in you?
I would always, like, if I had to lose weight, I would do it the normal way, like eat a little bit less and work out a little bit more. So I was not a big like spitting, like put a garbage bag on. Like those are only for the guys who would just like eat as much as possible and be like, oh my God, I got to lose 8 pounds. And like, that was never me.
Got a lady with flowers at the front door. There's no chance I'm going up there to get that right now, lady. Hey, thank you.
Yeah. Set him. Yeah.
Just put him down.
She's holding on to him right now.
Just put him down. We'll get him. That's all I got to tell him.
I'll tell you what, if this lady holds on to this for more than 10 minutes, I'll give her.
Can she see you?
No, she's not even looking in. She's like being very.
Now she's like reading the
No, she's thinking about it. She's thinking about it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, she dropped him. She gave him.
Nice.
That was pretty quick.
Nice.
That was pretty quick, I will say. People have been so kind. A lot of flowers here, a lot of gifts here. Thank you to everybody. Mackenzie's not going to remember any of it, but we will. We will. Me and Samantha.
Yeah.
Did you do any phone calls, Rap?
Just you.
Nothing in the 5-hour energy phone line.
Oh,
Pat.
no 5-hour energy phone line. No.
He hates the line. We talked about it
No,
yesterday.
I thought about it.
Yeah, he said,
I was
"Fuck
actually
that."
going to, but then you've popped up, and so I'm like, this
lie.
is more important.
Don't lie.
Don't lie. We said we had a
Be
phone
honest,
line yesterday,
Rapsy.
and you're like, oh, yeah. I was like, no, we're serious.
I did think it was a joke, but I didn't realize you actually had it.
So what did you say? Because I think Nick texted me a voice memo. He recorded you talking. You said, I don't even know what the word means either. You said, so we let the poppers call in? Is that what you said? What is popper?
Yeah, that is.
Is that what you said?
That does not sound like me. It does
You
not
said
sound like
the peasants? What,
No.
what did you...
No.
I thought he said pores.
No.
If I remember correctly.
None of those things ring a bell. I think True fans is what I said.
What's popper? What's a popper?
Ian, what is a popper? Do you know what?
Feels like we should.
I would say the most important thing as it pertains to what I think of the phone line is that these are the people who really matter who would call in.
That's not.
Okay, but-
that's not the song you were singing yesterday.
No, I think that's
What is a popper, Ian? Why?
I don't know. I've never used that phrase. That seems offensive to me.
What does it mean, though?
I don't know.
You went
That's
to
the-
Columbia? You went to Columbia, yeah.
They was that wasn't in
Ivy
my
League.
classes.
Feels offensive.
Yeah, it feels.
Well,
I would never
you
use
took
it.
Popper
Not as
101.
offensive as some other things being said recently, but it still feels offensive.
There's a little bit of that.
Jeez.
There's a little bit of that.
I'd say.
What was there? 20 people listening to that radio show too? Just
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
The
I remember
radio-
I saw the station.
the
It
same
reminded me, I
amount of
remember
people-
as a kid hearing that station when I saw it.
Same amount of people
WWW.
listening to the radio station as there were at the Oakland A's game.
Even the host too. The host kind of throwing himself into the fray there before good old Bob, fired back.
He's still employed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
How?
that was a fun little game me and Mackenzie played. Over under time when he gets fired, and Mackenzie was saying like 8 p.m. tonight. You know? Got to be 8 a.m. tomorrow. He'll sleep on it. He's still.
That's
that was
amazing.
wild. 2020. I mean, what's that? Probably like 2015. Probably not allowed to. 2010.
Maybe even earlier than that.
I mean, yeah. Back. Ugh.
Just,
It's been a while.
just so casual.
Now that's. I mean, there's a lot of problems with it, but that is definitely one of them. Like, probably not the first time he has said that.
Right.
Whoa.
Ian.
Hey,
Allegedly.
Careful, you don't want to get
Allegedly.
sued.
some of that going around, allegedly.
Gotta
Might be some news on that front too. Oh.
Oh, really?
Oh. 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 Whoa. Is that what I was talking about yesterday for up to some season?
Ooh, maybe.
Plot twist.
Nah, it wasn't. I'll go ahead and let you know. It was not. It was not. What does popper mean, Ian?
Never used it.
Yeah, come on.
Don't know.
What's this voice memo you have?
Not me.
Yeah, he said, so you guys let the poppers call in.
Nah, it doesn't selling me.
No, that's what you said.
Now that is an yeah. Okay, that's
Oh,
what it means.
no.
Jeez.
Oh,
I
yikes.
hope this wasn't
My
you.
God.
What the hell?
How about
No.
the description is he died a pauper? Why
Yeah,
is
he
that?
died a poor.
Poor person.
I've never used that.
Yeah, he died because you wouldn't answer his fucking phone call.
I'll tell you this: if you're listening on the phone, we're not gonna have time for you today, but maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
See you, poppers. That's what you just said.
I was called a popper. That's the only reason why I know that word. I would like to clear the.
Where were you at with this? Because that's not a Pittsburgh word.
No, yeah, somebody called me. It was.
It's like a medieval word.
Feels like
They're
a coastal
boozed up.
elitist word.
Yeah.
Somebody told me I think the exact quote was I think I would like you even if you were a pauper.
Oh.
And I was like,
Wow, what a compliment!
Oh, that's Indiana.
what's
What?
Really?
so I Googled it. I Googled what it meant, and then I went back to the person at the event. And I was like, "You just introduced me to a new word. I want to let you know. Probably was a pauper." And they go, "Yeah, I could tell by looking at you."
Jesus.
And then they walked off.
You might have to get AQ
Whoa.
to fight that person.
What?
AQ might have been at the event. That's
Jesus.
how I learned. But who cares? I mean, I'm proud.
Hell
Proud
yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
I didn't like the way you were using it and throwing it
No.
around about the 5 energy phone line this morning.
Definitely not me.
Man.
Someone else.
Ian.
Hey, Ian.
Yeah.
Just if we could be real for a second.
Sure.
What have we learned? We learned you took steroids.
Yep.
We learned that Tom Pelissero still a sack of shit.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
learned that you can talk to Grant Hill. Were you the one to book Grant Hill, Rap?
Sure.
That's a no.
The answer is no.
shout-outs.
No. But I did know who he was.
Yeah.
I'd hope so.
And he definitely watches a lot of
A
basketball.
lot of basketball. I watched the whole fourth
game?
quarter of the Knicks game last night in preparation for Grant Hill, and then did not even ask him a Knicks question.
The Knicks dead, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're down 3-1.
Yep.
How about, did you guys hear Greeny? Greeny had a wild take this morning.
Oh, yeah.
About Miami?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he did.
About LeBron?
No, about
Why are we playing?
Oh,
the weather in Miami.
I saw that.
No, I didn't hear the weather in
Lakers.
Miami.
Oh.
The one I heard is if you had a playoff series and you had a pitcher on 3 days rest and it was game 5, would you not let him rest and then pitch him Game 7 or something like that.
Yeah,
It's
that's exactly what it was.
Green. We love
Not
Greeny.
how it works.
I'm on Greeny's book. I'm on fucking Greeny's book.
Yes, love it.
Sure sounds like his I host a daily show.
There it is.
And Steph Curry just had a triple-double and LeBron James are in the same series. We need this to get to 7 games.
Yeah, need
That's what it
more.
sounded like. But a lot of people are just saying, oh, this guy's an idiot. This is what's wrong with all things sports media. It's like Greeny's talking specifically from his angle. We need this to go to 7. But also, I assume the NBA would make that go to 7. But
Easily.
that might not be the case, I guess.
We'll see what happens. This next
gonna
game is going to be, it's either going to be a Warriors blowout, and then to Greeny's point, they just come back game 6 and win it at home, or maybe they just close it out in 5 and LeBron does his thing.
I seen a corgi on Instagram.
Oh yeah, 5 for 5 or 4 for 4.
Yeah.
That corgi.
That corgi has the Golden State Warriors coming back and winning in 7.
Yes, they do. And that means Pac-Man would have to shave half his head.
Let's go. That's what I'm rooting for.
A third. You still doing that?
Sorry,
Pat?
bro.
Are you go?
Fucking body him, Pac.
I am.
Body him.
I am now. I would like to see you shave your head.
Wow.
For the people.
Ian.
Fucking hater.
Yeah.
He just
Pac, I don't want you to shave your head, but I am a Warriors
put me
fan.
up here and just.
I think it'd be. I think you'd still look cool.
You're a Warriors fan? What about the kid from Mac?
I was gonna win higher.
Of course, I like LeBron, but I've been to Steph, and if I'm watching a basketball team, that's the problem. I like to watch the Lakers and the Warriors. Unfortunately, one of them will be gone soon. That's why I don't.
So is Greeny. That's all Greeny was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Greeny was like,
Gotta
let's
keep
just
this
play
going.
basketball. What was
You think the
what
Warriors
was
can do it
Bunny
again? Though?
Warriors?
Win every game that they have to win. They got to win every game.
They've won 4 championships.
I don't know. Clay
They
is
can
taking
do
some
it.
bad shots.
Bad.
Yeah, Steve Kerr was
So he's
pissed at
due.
him.
And Steve Kerr is very mad at Shams and
I
Clay.
saw that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did Shams break that on this program or his Twitter?
I think this program.
He
said on here.
hinted, he hinted at this program. That was when we knew he was up to something. And then he put it out on his own Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Which
Yeah.
I don't respect anyone who would do that.
What do you mean?
Jesus.
Well,
What do you mean?
come on this show and just kind of dance around and then use your own platform to break.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
What the tweet said?
Broken news in this parking lot leaving before.
That was despicable. Did you guys talk about Punk God?
Not talk about Punk.
Rat.
Yeah.
You NFL media folk need to cut articles as well. That is not good for anybody. You know, that's not good for actual victims.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is not good at all. It's actually horrendous for it because there's idiots out there that will immediately say this upon any situation because of this situation being so high profile. It's terrible in that particular case. It's obviously not good for the punt god who, I mean, I assume he's still able to punt balls, but you're talking about working your whole life or something and then just getting it completely. I mean, that's a scary and very sad situation, and it's not good for anybody. And I hope it ends up somehow positive in the end. I hope. I don't know how, but I hope it does. And we still have to very much take those allegations serious anytime they come out in the future. Like, can't have people just automatically going, well, it's bullshit, it's all bullshit because of that situation, because that's not good at all either. You know, so I'm hoping somehow there's a positive ending to all this. But damn, that was wild to read last night. Brad.
Agreed.
That was wild to read.
Yeah. And good reporting from Dan Wetzel to enlighten us on that. And I don't know. I mean, I assume as I read it that NFL executives read it. And I mean, the Bills have a punter locked up. But I mean, I would wonder if you're a team that right now does not have one, if you might say, would we open the door back up? Because that was very specific and extremely clear based on what I read.
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick wrap.
Yeah.
Pivot away from that.
Okay.
Let's talk about Wetzel. AJ fell asleep right in
I
the
heard.
guy's face.
Yeah.
I heard. Yeah. I heard.
Ridiculous.
Heard all about it. Great guy though.
Wetzel the Pretz.
Is that when we're down in Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, Orlando.
Yeah, I don't know if that's exactly what happened, but yeah, I mean,
That
it was
is
pretty
exactly-
humid. We were out on like a patio. It's like 800 degrees. It was humid.
Yeah, it was
Like, there's
August.
A lot of elements that we were dealing with.
And you were sleeping.
And Wetzel was talking. That was another element that you were dealing with. We were enjoying. You were dealing. That's the issue.
Well, luckily the next day I got a pair of con man shades and got to wear them during the show on the patio.
Yeah, so when I
So
fell
you could
asleep,
fall
nobody
asleep.
saw my eyes closed.
I wouldn't fall asleep. If I did have a long blink during Wetzel, then that at most that's what happened. And it wasn't because of him. You know that.
All right, I'm going to get out of here. I hear the wife and the baby rustling. Rap, you're a gentleman and a scholar, pal.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely appreciate you making the trip from Louisville up to Indianapolis, taking time away from your family, which we know you love. You know, we know you.
Oh yeah.
You miss the kids and the fam. You did a fantastic job. These have been 2 incredible episodes, and I'm very, very grateful for you, Rap.
I am grateful for you. Thank you guys for having me. You guys are all awesome.
Yes, thank you, Rap. Appreciate
Great
it.
job, Rap Sheet.
This was so cool.
Rap.
Yeah.
You did an interview of some sort, and you're talking about our program.
I get asked about your program a lot.
Yeah, but you did an interview for that that sorry ass horse you had in the Kentucky Derby. I heard you were doing a lot of interviews. Did you talk about our program in there?
I did.
Thank you for being so kind.
I love you guys. You guys are my people.
Let's keep Jace's road around. I'm thinking about
Yeah,
after
don't kill
everything
him.
I heard about the horse business, which you were in.
Yeah.
One of the faces of the horse business.
Yep.
Sure.
Like,
Say it.
should we not just create a farm and call it Instead of Glue Ranch?
Ooh. I mean, the world needs a lot of glue, Pat. There are a lot of arts and
that's
crafts
pretty
classes out
insensitive.
there. Think about it. You know, all those children who are trying to build stuff. Sometimes, you know, you just got to take one or two for the team.
I don't support
7?
anything he just said.
How much glue do you get out of one horse, though?
Oh my God, no.
Not enough.
Nope.
Tell you that much.
No. There.
Connor.
I'm just saying.
Look at that pretty horse.
I'm just saying. Look,
That's a sad. Tarico took
Yeah, I heard.
30 minutes. Was like, hey, we need to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
He said, and I'm like, I didn't know that was happening the way it's happening. 7 horses.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Do they all have to die? What can we not do surgery on any of these horses? Like, hey, this horse has made me hundreds of thousands of dollars. Oh, it's got
It's for their.
never gonna be able-
It is for their good.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? That horse just sneezed. Let's slice its head off.
I don't. No.
Whoa.
See, I am not qualified, despite my.
Why if they snap
we
their
can't
leg,
do
right?
surgery?
You can't put them in a cast. A horse isn't going to use crutches and have a cast on. So that, but like, it does
You got
seem
to
like
make sure that they have a humane existence.
Yeah, and also glue sticks don't grow on trees. So, I mean, what do you want?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You know, we got to go yin and yang, both sides.
Thank you.
According to it.
Yo, it's yin and yang.
Well,
Yeah, I heard that yesterday.
This was ending on such a positive note.
Well, that's the yin and yang of everything.
Yeah.
Why?
Yawn.
Why I?
Yin and yang.
Ah!
Yawn.
See?
Oh, even better.
Jerks.
Even better news.
yeah.
Oh.
It's like rubber cement.
Jerks.
Oh, okay. So
They stopped
the world
using-
needs concrete. Okay.
No, they stopped using horses in the early 20th century. I just read it.
That's
We need to
only
stop
the
that though. Why,
that's
why
only
are
the
they
white
killing these
glue.
horses?
What about the yellow glue?
Yeah, and what about gorilla glue? Where does that come from?
Oh, God.
If they're killing gorillas,
Don't
that's
send it
just
in.
as bad.
What about violin strings?
Yeah.
Well, that's different.
Whoa, is that?
Oh, the hair.
My God.
See? These
What?
are
gotta kill 'em
happened?
to get
You're
their
in the
hair,
horse
though.
industry. You had a horse in a race.
I
You
hope-
were on the track.
That was fun.
I hope when I die, I get used in some creative way, the way horses
Yeah, but
are.
you're not going to roll your ankle and then we're just going to be like, you know what? Connor's dead now. We got to make.
You
know what
never
I mean?
know. How bad did I roll it? You know?
True.
Because if it's bad,
That was alarming news. I didn't know that was happening at that.
Didn't some of them die? I know they, like, if someone gets hurt on the track, they got to put them down right there. But didn't some die during the weekend training? Like they were overtrained? Is that what I heard?
I don't know why, but yes, some tragically did. It was very sad.
So you're telling me, and I know you're trying.
Those guys are on all the gas, though, those horses.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
7.
No, not allowed, right? They get tested.
Yeah, I
get
mean, I'm
tested.
sure they're not allowed technically, but yeah.
7's nothing. Look up Santa Anita.
Watch one of those things when they get done running. Their vascularity is off the charts. Those things are mutants afterwards.
I just don't understand why we can't do surgery. What do we? I don't. You know what I mean?
You got a table big enough to operate on one of them?
I mean, that would be a.
Vets do.
I've seen some veteran
You think
veterinarian.
Think it's the table?
I
size?
agree. I think horses are majestic creatures. I agree. We don't need to be killing them so fast.
Bingo. What are we doing? I don't. Ian, why do you guys do that?
I have no answers to these questions.
Just
I
cast
just
them
know.
up.
I just know I want them treated in the most humane way possible. That is
Oh,
my
is
only.
that what they told you guys? Hey, this is the answer.
I mean, no.
Hey,
Make
this
sure
guy
you say
pulled his hammy.
humane.
Pulled his hammy. Shoot his face off.
Oh my god.
That's basically what's going on.
Exactly. The worst.
That's what it feels like. We don't know
Literally the
business.
worst.
We're trying
He didn't
to
get a
ask
very
you,
good night's
Pat.
sleep, guys. Chop his head.
Such
That's
beautiful,
what it sounds
Snoring.
like.
such beautiful creatures.
He's snoring.
Yeah. Put a bullet in it then.
Stuffy nose. What is going on over there? It's kind of it was alarming to read about. Is this happen all the time? This is the first time it's got national.
It's
Yeah,
every
what is
once in a while something like this happens. There was one a couple years ago at Santa, and it's unfortunate and not what anybody wants.
All right. On the flip side, let's go out on a positive note.
Okay.
Cody's Wish.
Yeah.
Cody's Wish, that horse that I learned about, where the horse basically went over to a kid. I don't know the proper diagnosis, so I'm not going to act like kid in wheelchair though. Horse goes over at some point and basically just like starts talking to this kid and like putting nose into kid's chest, and then all of a sudden, this horse goes on to win the Preakness, I believe, Freak Nasty, or the Breeders' Cup, I think, and then it won the race that was happening
Saturday. Yeah.
It won Saturday, and the way they told that story and the way that horse went out and won immediately afterwards, dude, I was bawling my eyes out. And I don't know if this is because I have a kid now or whatever, but that was not normal. This is very new to me. I was crying. AJ, you always say that. Once you have a kid, you're just going to cry. I was. It was full on. I don't know if I've ever had that before in my life. I love that horse. We need more of those horses.
Yeah, there we go. It's a pretty amazing story. Heartwarming. Look at that. It's the greatest. See, that was on a positive. Thank you, Pat, for bringing it back.
Thank you.
No problem.
And
Thank you, Ian.
Before.
I'm going to change a diaper and do my thing. There's some news. Allegedly, there's some rumblings. Rumblings coming out about our future. Please know we're way too dumb to change. Okay? That's all I'm asking. Have a little faith in how dumb we are, please. And boys, you had a great show. I appreciate you all. Ian, you're the man. Thank you for this. See you, everybody. Pack, I'll see you next week, pal. See you. Bye.
Yes, sir.
Bye, Pat.
All right, now.
The greatest. That was nice that he lied and said nice things about me. All right, we really do have to go, though.
He's not lying.
And I'm not saying that because I'm literally going to the airport right now and potentially in danger of missing my flight. But maybe.
Maybe.
Is Mitt driving you there?
You should just row there.
I should.
Amen.
Look at that guy.
Guys, for real, thank you. Last time was awesome. This time was even better. I enjoyed it. AJ, thank you. Pac-Man, thank you. You guys all rock.
You crushed it.
It's been a great show. Great-ish show. That's all I got. Thank you. Goodbye. Everybody get out of here. We'll see you whenever.